A pleasant good evening and welcome into Cooksey John Stadium, home of the Jonesboro Golden Hurricane and home of tonight's game of the week. Jonesboro Golden Hurricane hosting Little Rock Catholic. Andy Manus and Casey Pierce here with you on the Tubetown Rivalry Series. Casey, it's going to be a great night for football.
It is. It's a beautiful evening. A little sun setting on us over Cooksey John Field. We got a great ball game tonight. Little Rock Catholic 2-0. And it's played really well the first 2 weeks of the season. Jonesboro comes in tonight 1-1. Took one on the chin last week against Conway, but they are on their home field tonight, looking to bounce back from that, and we should see a great performance tonight from Randy Coleman in the Golden Hurricane.
Coach Randy Coleman, 87-42 in his 10th year at JHS, and as you alluded to, had a great season last year, 9-2. Their only 2 losses on the entire season came by a total of 6 points. A 4-point loss to Benton in the playoffs, 56-52, and then a loss in the regular season to West Memphis, a heartbreaker, 40-38.
Yeah, they're going to put up points. Both of those totals you gave, even though they were on the losing end. This is a high-powered offense. These two teams, Catholic and Jonesboro, met last year. JHS won 69-34. So, a lot of talent on both sides of the ball for Jonesboro. Catholic obviously bringing one of the bigger names into this game, the running back Sammy Johnson. Coach Coleman said this week he's the best football player his team will face all year. The defending sophomore of the year by the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette in the state of Arkansas, a very talented young running back. They're going to get the ball in his hands early and often, and if there's one simple key to victory tonight for the Hurricane, it's to slow down number 1, Sammy Johnson.
Yeah, Sammy Johnson coming off a huge week last week, 19 rushes for 236 yards, 2 touchdowns already through the year, 377 total yards, 5 touchdowns just through 2 games last year. He was the Democrat-Gazette Sophomore of the Year. So as Casey alluded to, a big task in front of Coach Randy Coleman and his Hurricane squad tonight to try to stop Sammy Johnson on defense.
In this matchup last year, he put up 265 yards, 3 touchdowns, had a kick return for a touchdown. So, those 34 points that Catholic put up against the Hurricane in their meeting last year, he was such a big part of that, and he's going to be again tonight.
Captain's out at center field right now, going under the coin toss. And Jonesboro out in some sweet home uniforms. These are, if I'm not mistaken, are these new uniforms that Jonesboro is donning tonight?
Well, they're new helmets. They've gone with the white helmet this year. Typically, they've always had the black domes on, and the boosters ponied up and bought them some white helmets this year. When they played Batesville in week 1 a couple weeks ago in Arkansas State, they wore what Coach Coleman called their stormtrooper look. So they went with the all-white. Tonight, they've gone with the black jersey to accent the white pants and white helmet. It is pretty slick looking. And then we have Catholic over here, the visitors about to be announced. They're wearing all white tonight with their gold domes as the visiting Rockets are about to bust through the paper. Isn't that a great memory from high school, Andy, running through the paper and the cheerleaders?
I only played through 7th grade, so I can't really share those memories. Only had a handful of paper run through myself. Looking at the captains out at the 50-yard line right now, Asa Sheeran, Tyson Williams, A.J. Aycock, and Noah Gatlin for the Jonesboro Hurricane. For the visiting Rockets, Little Rock Catholic, Sammy Johnson, Peter Fritz, Christopher Elzer, Blake Howard, and Adam Shepard are your captains for Little Rock Catholic. And Adam Shepard, the big tight end for the Rockets. You mentioned earlier he's got an offer from UCA.
Yeah, he's going to have an opportunity to play on Saturday somewhere next year. And Shepard is one of the Hooten's preseason top 20 players in the state. He's a guy that is going to be a big part of their passing game. Obviously Johnson's the focal point of their offense, but when they get it in the air, they're going to be trying to get it out to big number 86, Adam Shepard. And Shepard had a big junior season last year, led the team in receptions, and is back tonight. And interesting to see what he's going to be able to do against this Hurricane defense.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier the Rockets like to run a pistol offense and very much, kind of run it down your throat type of offense. Meanwhile, the Hurricane, a little bit of a unique type of offense in high school in the fact that they run a 2-quarterback system.
Yeah, the Hurricanes have 2 very talented quarterbacks. and they're both going to be on the field tonight. What you'll see Jonesboro do is every play, basically, they'll rotate quarterbacks. Now, when they do have, when one of them gets hot, they'll stick with them. But here's a little bit of the reasoning. We mentioned how Jonesboro's winning games 69-40. They're scoring in the 50s and 60s, but they're also giving up in the 40s and 50s a lot over the last couple of years. Coach Coleman thought one of the ways that he could help his defense was to go to a huddle this year and slow things down. And when he huddles, he has the quarterback run the play in. The other big element to that is, as I said, both Tyson Williams and A.J. Aycock have a chance to play on Saturdays. Really talented quarterbacks. And, you know, just like if you have two running backs, you're going to find carries for them. If you have two tight ends, you're going to throw the ball to both of them. Well, it's a little bit, for some reason, there's this threshold you have to get past of having two quarterbacks will play them. And I know there have been places before, Steve Spurrier's gone through that, where he's had a couple of guys, be it Brock Berlin and Rex Grossman going all the way back in the early 2000s. But that's just the way that Jonesboro is going to do to get their best players an opportunity to get involved in the game, and we will see both those quarterbacks often tonight, and be interesting to see kind of how the flow of the game goes, how that's dictated again.
Going to have to wait a little bit to see that dual quarterback system of the Golden Hurricane, because Little Rock Catholic will receive the ball first tonight. Got their return men back up deep inside the 10-yard line, and Jonesboro is ready to kick this one off. It'll be a short kick right around the 20-yard line. It'll be fielded off of a bounce. Now across the 25 on the far sideline, numbers to the 30, and that's William Plafkin on the return there for Little Rock Catholic. So not too shabby field position for Little Rock Catholic coming out of the gates. And we'll see the pistol offense of Coach Fogelman.
A couple of guys to keep an eye on for the Jonesboro defense. You're going to see number 2, Asa Sheeran, is going to be the left end, a big one to keep an eye on, and a key pass rusher for Jonesboro.
Handoff running up the middle between the guard and center, and the Jonesboro Hurricane will push the pile backwards that time for a loss.
Jacavius Anderson plays the right end position for Jonesboro, and he's a guy that's got an offer from Arkansas State, is another guy that's going to get to play college football. What you saw him was run the play all the way down from the backside and made the tackle, so the initial surge stopped, and then Anderson with the hustle play to clean it up from the backside.
Johnson now shifting to the left of quarterback Jake James. James takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Throwing a little curl pattern to the 35, across the 40 and down to about the 42, and that's William Plafkin on the return. Or excuse me, the reception rather. He was on the opening kickoff return, and he's going to take this one for first down yardage as well, as you saw on the reception there. A nice little curl route from the slot position, and the defensive back was a few yards off of it. Had some room to make that catch, and again, a first down play coming up for the Rockets. Fake the handoff to Johnson again, a little curl pattern out to the 40, it's a screen, and now to the 45, down to about the 46, maybe they'll say the 45 and a half, but a pickup through the air that time. James, another little toss out to Plafkin.
Yeah, nice design play. Everybody's going to be keeping up with Johnson all night, so they fake it to him inside and then throw the quick screen out to the sideline for a gain of about 4.
Jarian Green, the defensive back for Jonesboro on that play, just couldn't quite get his hands on Plafkin, and now 2nd and 7 coming up. Again, faking the handoff. It'll be a QB keeper this time on the option, and Jake James trying to lower the shoulder, but the defender got a little bit lower, not before James is able to pick up about 4 yards, making it 3rd and short.
Jonesboro came with a blitz there. You see Colton Foster, the Mike linebacker, comes, but a good play by James to recognize and get outside, get away from it.
So again, 3rd and short coming up, about 4 yards to go for the first down. Plafkin lined up here on the near sideline. Oh, and James trying to call him offsides, and he does. And Coach Coleman is hot.
Look like Kevin Pointer. You got to keep your eye on the ball there. Watch the ball, not the quarterback's head, not the quarterback's voice. And unfortunately, a freebie there for Jonesboro.
Not sure if that was Coach Coleman or one of his assistants, but they were out near the 50-yard line to the numbers. Don't know if he was barking at the official or his defense. 1st and 10 coming up either way, now into Golden Hurricane territory for the first time tonight. 3 wide receivers set, and that big tight end, Adam Shepard, over on the far sideline. Hand off to Johnson. Johnson right up the middle across the 45, and he'll fight for about an extra yard, picking up close to 3 on the first down run.
They list Johnson at 5'10", about 205, and you're going to see him get behind his pads and just run really well. When there's not much there, he makes something of it. That's one of the signs of a really talented runner like he is.
Continues to keep those feet churning after first contact, and he did it right there. Now 2nd and 8 coming up in the shotgun formation. And this is Johnson taking it himself, and he's driven way backwards. Johnson took the direct snap, tried to run to the right, and ended up losing close to 10 yards there.
Kevin Pointer, you're going to see him come off his block and knife in there and make a nice play. Actually, it looks like Sheeran was the first one there.
Was.
So we've said his name already 4 or 5 times on this first 5 drive.
Forces a 3rd and long situation coming up. It looks like they've got him spotted at 3rd and 16. 3 wide receivers bunched up here on the near side. James looking to throw down the far sideline. Got a man at the 30, overthrew him by about 2 to 3 yards, and that's going to bring up 4th and 15.
He was looking for the big tight end, Shepard, and had him beat down the sideline, just couldn't quite keep it inside enough. Jonesboro might have got lucky there, too. It was Jacarius Stafford in coverage. He might have gotten his right hand out there and slowed Shepard down a little bit, but fortunately for the Hurricane, they get a break on a no call, and defense is going to get off the field tonight.
Punt team out for the Rockets. There's a snap. Jonesboro only bringing 4 rushers. They get the kick away, and it'll take a Rocket bounce towards the 20-yard line, and well, actually down it at about the 19 as it takes a little bit of a friendly roll for the purple and gold. And Jonesboro will come out on offense for the first time tonight. We'll see who steps out first. It'll be Tyson Williams.
You know, Jonesboro is a spread-it-out team, but you're going to have a hard time finding anywhere in the country with 2 better offensive tackles on the same team. We'll get a chance to talk about them a little bit tonight. Noah Gatlin, the left tackle, is an Arkansas commit. Darius Thomas, the right tackle, is a big Division I prospect as a junior.
First play on first down for the Golden Hurricane is play action. Little throw over the middle, incomplete.
Tried to throw it to Chucky Fountain, and on the little just spot route, unable to connect.
So 2nd and 10 coming up, and now we'll get a look at A.J. Aycock. He heads in with the huddle. As we've told you, if you're just joining us, Andy Manus and Casey Pierce here. The Hurricane use a dual quarterback system. They switch quarterbacks every single play. Now Aycock under center, 2 backs behind him, a man goes in motion. Jake Slayton now on the left side of the formation, and there'll be a run right up the gut. Looks like a gain of maybe a yard, maybe 2, and that's
Johnson, I believe, with the carry.
Solomon Johnson, the 5'7" junior for the Golden Hurricane.
Kind of unusual. Jonesboro in a 2-back set. We don't see that from them very often. 2 backs, 2 tight ends, 22 personnel from the Hurricane. From a spread-it-out team, very unusual, but a gain of 3.
Now Williams in the shotgun formation. Trying to draw him off sides with a hard count, can't get it. Play action on the way. He's flushed out of the pocket, throws it over the middle, caught at the 25. Now to the 30 where the receiver will be knocked out of bounds, and on the reception is Jeremiah Tobar. And Tobar is able to pick up the first down for Jonesboro.
Great run after the catch, got exactly what they wanted. A nice throw by Williams. He had to move out of the pocket and buy himself a little bit of time. And a great run after the catch by Tobar to pick up that yardage.
Well, Casey, as you mentioned, he had to make that throw on the run. Very impressive little dump off, and the awareness to roll out of the pocket at the right time. Now a 3 wide receiver set as Aycock is back in the mix. Option play, Aycock will keep it himself. He hurdles one of his offensive linemen, and he's hit about the 34-yard line, but he gets a chance to show off his athleticism.
Yeah, the fake on the play was to Johnson, his big running back, and everybody followed him, so Aycock reading it and kept the ball. Not a lot going, but always moving the ball forward and staying ahead of the chains is what they're trying to do here tonight.
Now Tyson Williams back in. Daniel Johnson in the backfield. 4 wide receiver set. Linebackers are creeping in for the Rockets. Now they're going to blitz. Run up the middle across the 35-yard line, picking up about 3 more yards on the ground, and I think that's
Bibbs. So
Jamarcus Bibbs.
We mentioned a lot of different skill players that are going to get involved in this game tonight, and already 3 different ball carriers, 3 different players targeted in the passing game, and 2 different quarterbacks throwing on the ball. So it's a lot of names and numbers to keep up with when you do the Hurricane.
Well, it's a wonder they score so many points. I mean, we talked during the pregame about how many points they scored. Last year they scored 56.5 points per game, so a very dynamic offense here. The handoff going to Bibbs. Bibbs running to his left, trying to squeeze between the tackle and the guard, but he's driven backwards that time. And it's going to bring up 4th down as the Little Rock Catholic defense makes a hold.
They're going to go quick and leave the offense on the field here.
Well, Williams sprints back in. As Casey said, no huddle coming up. Coach Coleman must have seen something there, and maybe just trying to draw him offsides here early in the game. A offsides penalty would be a 1st down here, but looks like he's going to go with the play. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Hand off to Bibbs, trying to find the edge. Looks like he got tripped up as he was coming around the corner, just short of the 40-yard line. He's not going to make it. It's Christopher Elzer coming in to make the tackle for Little Rock Catholic, and again, the Rocket defense holds.
Great play there, it looked like, by Elser, just setting the edge. It looked like Bibbs might have had the opportunity to turn the corner, but the definition of a shoestring tackle, just reached out and was able to trip up Bibbs before he got to the down marker. So a gain of 2 on 4th down when they needed 4, and it's back on defense for the Hurricane.
And great field position for the Rockets here. Now 1st and 10, running to the left. Not Johnson. Trying to get to the 35. It's Luke Shield Connect. And that is worth about 1,000 points on a Scrabble board.
That would be a great score in Scrabble. We've seen Kevin Pointer a lot tonight in the backfield, and he got there for the Hurricane on that play, was not able to finish it. We do have a penalty on the marker on the field, though.
See what the call is. The Rockets seem to be backing up, so it might be holding. It's right about the line of scrimmage, and that's usually where you have a holding call, and it looks like they're going to try to spot it or mark it from the spot of the foul, rather. The referee's getting ready to walk backwards, so it is against the Rockets here. And that is going to be holding. So they'll have to replay that down. 5:28, still scoreless here in the 1st quarter.
That might be the biggest upset of the night, that we're 7 minutes into this game without any points on the board.
Very low scoring affair when you consider these 2 teams. Ace formation coming up. James under center. Johnson in the backfield. They fake the handoff. Rolling out to his right. It's Shepard at the 45, the 40 down the far sideline. 35-30. Knocked out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. And big pickup through the air that time. Jake James connecting with Adam Shepard.
Well, you see the athleticism of Shepard. We talk about run after the catch. We saw it from Fountain on the previous drive by Jonesboro. Man, there you saw it by Shepard. Once he caught that ball, he turned up the field in a hurry, and they're going to call that a gain of 17. So a huge run and catch there to get Catholic on the doorstep.
Johnson in the backfield, James under center. Trying to run to his left, and Johnson bottled up in the backfield as they get to the near side hash marks. Stopped at about the 31-yard line, and it'll be no gain that time.
This is all Kevin Pointer again. Watch him. He just knifes inside and beats his man to the spot and is going to this time able to finish it. Kevin Pointer very early on having a huge night from that 3 technique position.
And Caleb Sanders, the right guard, is already kind of feeling the heat, I'm sure, from Kevin Pointer.
6'1", 280 pounds. He's a load.
Johnson going to take the snap this time. He fakes the handoff to Plafkin, who went in motion there, and Johnson is able to pick up maybe a couple of yards, but either way, that's going to bring up 4th down.
That's the straight Gus Malzahn look. Johnson, the tailback in the Wildcat, and Plafkin with the fly motion. Johnson opted to keep it himself, but early on, he's got 5 carries, and I've got him for a gain on 1 of them. Dropped for a loss on 3 of them. A couple, maybe not necessarily his fault, been put in some bad situations, but it's been rough going early on for Johnson tonight.
I misspoke. It's third down coming up and long. Jonesboro's rushing. James flushed out of the pocket. He steps up, throws to the near sideline, caught. He got it inbounds, and what a great toss under pressure. Thomas Stab, the wide receiver, he was able to step out of bounds. He could not pick up first down yardage, but boy, he got close, Casey.
And that's a great throw, moving on his feet, able to get enough behind it, throwing to the far sideline. You got to get a lot on that ball to get it where it is. And
got to credit Stab with that catch, too.
Yeah, the athletic play to get his feet down.
But yeah, as you were saying, just to finish your sentence, almost a first down. It's 4th and inches coming up. The Rockets are going to go for it. They've got everybody packed in tight, as do the Hurricane. 10 men in the box, 4th down coming up. Handoff up the middle, a big hole to run through at the 10, the 5, and the Rockets are going to draw first blood here against Jonesboro. It's Luke Shield Connect. From about 15 yards out, Luke Shield Connect able to take this one in.
Well, they went with the boot action. They faked it to the fullback first, and the Jonesboro defense kind of flowed to him, and then Shield Connect raced and beat everybody to the outside for the 19-yard touchdown run.
19 yards for Luke Shield Connect. Extra point on the way, and it is good. And Little Rock Catholic has hit pay dirt first here in the first quarter. 3:30 left to play. 7-0, Little Rock Catholic on top of Jonesboro.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Andy Manus and Casey Pierce back here with you at Cooksey John Stadium following a Luke Shield Connect 19-yard touchdown rush. 3:30 left to play in the first quarter, and Little Rock Catholic Rockets are out in front of the Jonesboro Golden Hurricane. Jonesboro obviously kind of still reeling after that loss last week to Conway as the Christopher Elzer kick goes flying out of the back of the end zone. Don't see that happen too often in high school football, that you have a kicker with the leg power to get it all the way to the end zone.
Well, Elzer's one of the better kickers in the state. He hit field goals of 30 and 40 yards last week in their win over Jacksonville. And we get to see the leg strength right there. There wasn't even any question about that. Straight back to the end zone, almost out to Southwest Drive.
Tyson Williams with an empty backfield. 4 wide receiver set. 5 wide receiver set with 1 in the slot. Throw over the middle on a slant. It's picked off at the 30-yard line. Hit at the 27 and dropped. Grant Smithson on the interception off the tip ball. And take a look at the Rob Taylor State Farm replay here. Right over the middle, off the hands of his wide receiver, and right into the arms of Grant Smithson.
Just a tough bounce. Looked like the receiver's running a little bit of a curl, and the ball was put right on him, just not able to make the catch. And when the ball bounces up in the air, you never know who's going to come down with it. So Jonesboro defense really needs to respond right now, or they're going to be in a little bit of trouble early.
Just under 3:30 left to play. Only 1 second gone by on that possession for Jonesboro. A handoff to Johnson. Stutter step in the backfield. He reverses direction to the far side 20, and he's dropped at the 15. He's going to pick up a first down. And again, the Rockets are in the red zone.
Well, you're going to see everything from Johnson, as we said. Look at the patience and the vision here. Doesn't run right into it, is able to bounce the ball outside and pick up about 10 yards. They're going to call it 9 on a play where there really wasn't much there at all. That's one of the signs of a great runner, which is exactly what Sammy Johnson is.
Sure looked like they had the first down distance from here, but as Casey said, it'll be 2nd and short coming up. 2nd and a yard to go. Shepard is lined up there on the far side. Jake James under center with Johnson in the backfield. He and Johnson run into each other, and the Hurricanes just swarm the backfield.
I'm going to say it again. Kevin Pointer, they can't block him tonight. He has been a thorn in the side. Watch him get off the ball here. Center tries to come over and get him. Johnson thought the play had been whistled dead or something. It looked like maybe he thought there's no way Jonesboro could have gotten off the ball that fast to get in the backfield that quickly. But just an absolute broken play, a loss of 11, and another. That's about 5 big plays we've seen tonight by the big defensive tackle, Kevin Pointer.
Well, and he's listed at 280. Did you see how quickly he was able to pull all 280 back up and on his feet?
Well, the center tried to turn and open up to him and just couldn't even get there.
3rd and 11 coming up. And it looks like we've got a flag down here on the near sideline. The play clock has still got 18 seconds left on it, so
they're saying false start. Looked like we had some movement up front from Catholic, so what was 3rd and 11 now going to be 3rd and 16. Here's a play where Asa Sheeran really needs to eat. Asa Sheeran, the other talented end for Jonesboro.
Third and 16 coming up.
Jacavius Anderson is the number the name on the tip of my tongue I couldn't quite get to. Number 44 and number 2. This is a big pass rush opportunity, big play for them, big down.
4 wide receiver set, 1 back in the backfield for Jake James. Shotgun formation, 4 rushers coming for the Golden Hurricane. James standing in the pocket, throws it to Shepard over the middle, and he had him at the 15-yard line. Just overthrew him by a touch. He had caught that. That would have been a touchdown for big number 86, Adam Shepard.
I don't know how they lost him, and I can't quite tell if it's man or if somebody had missed an assignment there. You have to think, as wide open as he was running, that somebody's supposed to be sitting there in the middle of the field that just wasn't on their mark. But Jonesboro catches a huge break by that ball sailing just a little bit, and fortunately for them, because Shepard, as we've seen already tonight, a very talented tight end running wide open down the middle but unable to connect.
And now Christopher Elzer on to kick a long field goal. It is up and it is through. Are you kidding me? Christopher Elzer with the big boot, and he's able to make it 10-0, a 50-yard field goal with 1:37 left to play in the first quarter. Oh my goodness. You don't see a boot like that in high school very often.
A little foreshadowing we had there.
Apparently.
We were just talking about what a great leg Elser has, and the ball's going to be put down there on the 40-yard line, and there was no doubt about the distance. He made it with about 10 yards to spare.
Absolutely.
He just snuck it in that far upright. So Catholic able to capitalize on the turnover, and now Jonesboro with an opportunity to cut back in it. They need to get some points on the board in a hurry.
They've only had the football for about a total of, I'll say about a total of 5 minutes this entire first quarter. I try to keep track as we go here, and that's a rough estimate. There's another boot by Elzer, and it'll go out of the back of the end zone, and I think he put it through the uprights, Casey. Unbelievable.
For in Canada, I think that's a point, isn't it? Fortunately not.
Somebody call Warren Moon and get him on the phone. Let's find out.
Right, so Elser
oh my goodness.
has already put on a little bit of a show. If you're a fan of the kicking game, we've seen that. Coach Coleman's got his team out there on the 25-yard line trying to fire them up for what's going to be a really big possession with their backs started way back at their own 20.
Again, kind of still reeling after getting thumped by Conway last week. 3 wide receivers set, 1 back in the backfield. Handoff up the middle over the right tackle, and a run to about the 25-yard line from Daniel Johnson. They're going to spot him at about the 26-yard line here on the Rob Taylor State Farm replay. Take a look.
Straight power football. They pull the guard around and open up the hole.
This time they'll play out to about the 30-yard line. It's Jeremiah Tobar. And now the pace starting to pick up just a little bit for the Golden Hurricane.
Which is what they want. That's exactly what Jonesboro wants, about just move the chains and keep them going, get that momentum and play with tempo on offense.
A.J. Aycock in the backfield with Johnson to his right. 3 wide receivers and a tight end, and that's Bibbs actually on the handoff, trying to find the edge. He's got it. He's at the 40, he's at the 45, 50, 45-40, the far side, 35-30, still running, and finally gets run out of bounds by the last defender for the Rockets. But a big run by Jamarcus Bibbs.
Watch the patience out here as he strings it out. He just waited and waited and waited, and Colton Rogers, his big left guard, came over and picked off the one guy he needed to get. Rogers, a great block to spring Bibbs down the sideline, and a huge play that Jonesboro desperately needed.
That's got some life here in this Hurricane crowd, as Casey just said, could have provided the spark. Play action coming up. Aycock throwing it in the end zone. Got a man. Caught in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Deshaun Fountain on the reception for the Golden Hurricane. That was about 25 yards through the air. And take a look at the Rob Taylor State Farm replay. A.J. Aycock with the perfect touch on this. Just lands it right where Fountain needed it.
You talk about dropping it in the bucket. He had a step on him in the back of the end zone. That ball's just placed perfectly. A.J. Aycock celebrating his birthday today. So happy birthday to Fountain, actually, on that one with a big touchdown pass.
Extra point on the way and is good. A grand total of about 1 minute taken off of the clock here for the Jonesboro Golden Hurricane. They score in a hurry, and now it's just a 3-point margin. 10-7 is your score. Little Rock Catholic still leading.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wonder Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
Andy Maness and Casey Pierce back here with you at Cooksey John Stadium, where the Jonesboro Golden Hurricane have finally found some life. With about 40 seconds left in the first quarter, a big-time touchdown pass and an onside kick, and I think the Hurricane got it. They do. Far side official says that it's black and gold football, and Jaquarius Stafford in there to hop on the loose ball for the Golden Hurricane. Excellent onside kick.
Well, it's kind of a surprise onside, and he hit it about 20 yards down the field, and the up man can't quite see a number there from Catholic. The ball's bouncing at his feet, and that's so hard to come up with. And Jonesboro able to get down there and recover it. That's kind of one of those in-betweens, like we're going to give ourselves a shot, but we're not just going to pin ourselves on the sideline. So if it's not successful, you give them the short field. So kind of the best of both worlds with the surprise onside from Randy Coleman's team there.
They're going to come out in the shotgun formation with 4 wide receivers. Williams hands it off to the right. No, he keeps it himself, running up the middle. Pushed backwards. Might have been able to pick up a yard on the first down carry. So Tyson Williams not able to find any room to run, and now it'll bring up 2nd and 10 as A.J. Aycock makes his way back out to the huddle. And now the Hurricane trying to have slowed up the tempo just a little bit from the previous possession where they scored.
Yeah, part of playing with tempo is controlling the tempo, playing at the speed you want to. So that's a little bit of what we're seeing now is the more deliberate tempo pace that we take with the substitution.
3 wide receivers. Williams using a hard count. Turns around and he tried to fake that. I don't know if he tried to fake the handoff or hand it off, but either way, he turned around to the wrong side. A bit of a miscommunication that time between he and the tailback. And watch as he goes right and the tailback goes left.
Yeah, it looked like one or the other was just, you don't know who's right, but you know that somebody was wrong. So he turns to give it to Johnson and nobody home and had to eat that play.
What a way to end the first quarter of action between Little Rock Catholic and the Jonesboro Golden Hurricane. 10-7 is your score after the first 12 minutes. We'll come back with the second quarter of action right after this.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Andy Manus and Casey Pierce back here with you at Cooksey John Stadium. We're ready for the second quarter of action between Jonesboro and Little Rock Catholic. The Rockets are on top right now, 10-7 as we get set to start the second quarter. It'll be 3rd and long, Jonesboro football. They were able to recover an onside kick after scoring, and now here we go, 3rd and long, play action coming up. Williams flushed out of the pocket, running to the far side, steps up, able to get back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a yard past that, but either way, 4th and long coming up for Coach Coleman and the Hurricane.
Yeah, Williams tried to buy some time and just nothing ever opened up downfield, so he decided to tuck it and see what he could keep. Now, this is a 4th and 10 situation where you're kind of in a little bit of no man's land, but it looks like they are going to go for it. Jonesboro leaves the offense on the field in a lot of these situations. They're not going to punt from plus territory hardly ever, which that's pretty typical of high school in general, but specifically here.
Too far to kick a field goal, too short to try to pin a punt down, and now an empty backfield on 4th down. Here's Aycock looking to throw, firing over the sideline, got a man at the 15, and that would have been touchdown all day for Jake Slayton, but Aycock throwing it just a bit too tall as we see here on the State Farm replay.
Yeah, Slayton's the far man outside, and he had him in just a little too much juice, not quite enough air. Slayton spun trying to find the ball but couldn't quite locate it. That's a big missed opportunity and a key stop for Catholic.
So they'll take over on offense with 11-12 remaining here in the first half. And they'll start from their own 36-yard line. James looking to throw on 1st down. Throw it on a slant pattern, caught at the 45 and dropped at the 46. That's going to be pretty close to a 1st down. Corbin Weaver on the reception that time by the Rockets.
He's the only receiver to that side and just kind of runs a little slant. Ball hits him right in stride. Nice pitch and catch.
They are going to move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 coming up now from the Rocket 46-yard line. Jake James back into the huddle with the play. Placken's going to line up at wide receiver in the slot here on the near side. Johnson is the tailback. Jonesboro's bringing an extra rusher. Run up the middle with Johnson. Johnson's across midfield at the 50 and almost got to the 1st down marker once again. He's about 3 yards shy. A 2nd and short situation coming up as Johnson just pounds it right up the middle.
Well, you want to say some missed tackles there by Jonesboro. We also got to give Sammy Johnson credit. He runs so well behind those pads, and he's responsible for throwing those guys off of him a little bit. A nice, hard 7-yard run by Johnson.
Talking about throwing guys off of him, he just threw big Kevin Pointer off of him at the end of that run, so kudos to him. He's going to take a direct snap this time, trying to find room to run in the backfield, running down the far sideline near the 1st down marker. A flag comes flying out at the end of that play, back here at the 50. The ball was marked out of bounds at close to the 45-yard line, but the back official threw a flag, so clearly saw something away from the play.
Going to be holding 99% of the time from that position, and I believe that's the signal we're going to get. So, yeah, Johnson with a run to the outside, but looked like one of his linemen might have gotten the hand in a jersey, hooked a guy, and that's the kind of situation Catholic needs to stay out of tonight.
Yeah, they definitely do not need to give Jonesboro any chances to hang around if they want to come out on top tonight. We've talked about that high-powered offense of Coach Coleman and his Hurricane. Now 2nd and about 15 coming up, make it 16 for the Rockets. 4 wide receiver set, Johnson in the backfield as James awaits the snap. Jonesboro bringing pressure, a rusher right up the middle. He got the pass off, caught down the far sideline, still on his feet and inbounds. Dropped at about the 25, an excellent catch in traffic that time by Corbin Weaver, the senior wideout for the Rockets. Take another look here and credit James for taking the hit before he launched that football, or as he launched that football, and an even better catch by Corbin Weaver.
Yeah, Zane Naves came untouched right up the middle. Zane Neves from his linebacker spot, and a great, tough play by James to hang in and make the connection.
2 tailbacks now for James. He'll hand off to the one on the left. It's Sammy Johnson running to his right, trying to shake those defenders in the backfield, but he can only shake so many before the rest of them catch up. Able to pick up still about 4 yards on that first down run. So now second and about 6 coming up for the Rockets.
Just such a tough spot to be in Jonesboro when you've got them backed up with second and about 20 to give up the big play there when you really had momentum from your defense.
Well, they rushed the middle and left the outside open with one-on-one opportunity, and the Rockets capitalized. Now trying to capitalize again on another one-on-one, pushing the wide receiver out of bounds. They'll say it's incomplete. A well-thrown pass, but well defended by the Hurricane, and I think they were trying to hit big Adam Shepard out there, streaking down this near sideline. That'll bring up 3rd and 6. 3rd and 7, they'll call it.
Really impressed early on with Jake James, not just hanging in and throwing the ball like we've said, but he's made a couple of those throws that are all the way to the opposite side of the field and has put the ball on the money on a couple of them, just missed on a couple others, and a really impressive throw, even though he's not able to connect on that one.
Senior quarterback for the Rockets now stands in the shotgun. 4 wide receiver set with Johnson in the backfield. Jonesboro showing pressure. They bring 5 men. A little curl route out to the 20, bouncing off the defenders and out of bounds. That is Thomas Stabb with his second catch of the night.
Nice recognition, nice route. He just kind of stopped where the blitz came from, and big open area in that zone that was vacated by the Hurricane linebackers. A nice play by Staub.
And that'll bring up 4th and about 4. And of course, the Rockets are going to bring out their kicker, Christopher Elzer. He made that 50-yard field goal earlier in the first quarter. This one not quite 50 yards.
Be about 37.
Hold is good. The kick is up, and it's through the uprights. So a 37-yard field goal from Christopher Elzer. He's got 2 on the night, and now Little Rock Catholic leads this one 13-7 with 8:58 left to go in the second quarter. Andy Maness and Casey Pierce back here after a 37-yard Christopher Elzer field goal, and I think he might have just put it through the uprights right there again.
He did, and you know, is coming off another scoring drive by Catholic. One thing we should point out, one of the big storylines for this year, Jonesboro, Logan Orr, kind of the heart of their defense, the middle linebacker, was hurt in the week 1, had a shoulder injury, is going to miss the rest of the year, unfortunately. He is a junior, so we'll get to be back next year. But that's caused Coach Coleman to have some moving parts on defense. Zane Neves with the big hit on the blitz there. They wanted to play him at safety coming into the year, but now that they've had the injury, he's gone back to linebacker, and just really a lot of shuffling parts there. So Jonesboro is still trying to figure it out a little bit on defense.
Going to run on first down here, trying to shake off defenders in the backfield is Bibbs, and Bibbs is able to pick up maybe a half yard on the first down run. Going to bring up 2nd and 9, and so far outside of that big run by Bibbs in the first quarter for 42 yards, Jonesboro hasn't really been able to find much running room. Let's see what they do here on 2nd and 10 in a hurry. A little curl route out to the 25-yard line, down to the 30, and that's Deshaun Fountain on the reception, and he's able to pick up what looks to be a first down, depending on where they're going to spot him at here. Looks like the first down marker is right at the 30, and that appears to be where they're going to spot the football. We'll see if they're going to move the chains, and they are. So 1st and 10 coming up for the Golden Hurricane.
Nice little rhythm pitch and catch. That's what Jonesboro needs to kind of get going right now in the passing game.
And they're already ready for 1st and 10 here from their own 30. Handoff right up the middle with Bibbs. Bibbs trying to shake another defender. He's across the 32-yard line, but not much further than that. 2nd and 8 coming up now. And already they're back at it. 3 wide receiver set. Bibbs standing to the right. And now Tyson Williams getting a different play from the sideline here. He'll relay it to the team. Play action. Throw here to the near side, caught at the 35 and spun out of bounds as Jake Slayton, the tight end for Jonesboro, able to make that catch. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 4 to go.
Slayton, the leading receiver for this Jonesboro Hurricane. We mentioned in the opening, 26 touchdowns from Jonathan Adams a year ago is what they've had to replace. Slayton's going to be a big part of that. We've also seen Fountain, a big center part of the offense, but those are a couple guys they really want to try and get the ball to tonight.
Tyson Williams on 3rd and short, throws it over the middle, caught by Bibbs at the 50, foot race to the finish, and he's going to score. Jamarcus Bibbs, Daniel Johnson out of the backfield.
They were 25 and 28, and they're built the exact same way. It makes it really tricky to see up here, but what you're going to see is him just slip out of the backfield. It looks like runs the little arrow. Now it's just a go from the back, and looks like they dropped him in coverage, and not much easier pitch and catch there, and off to the races. We will call it a 64-yard touchdown from Williams to Johnson.
Extra point is on the way, which will give Jonesboro their first lead of the night. They trailed this entire ball game, but a chance to go up by 1 right here. Colin Crawford's extra point attempt is good, and now the Golden Hurricane lead this one 14-13 with 7:42 left to play in the second quarter, courtesy of a 64-yard touchdown pass from Tyson Williams to Daniel Johnson.
High school games and practices throughout the region to help keep all young athletes safe.
From Iraq and Afghanistan, our brave warriors are coming home, wounded. Some with wounds you can see, some with wounds you can't see. Wounded Warrior Project was created to support our men and women coming off the battlefield. Please help carry these warriors the rest of the way home. Get involved at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Andy Manus and Casey Pierce back here with you. Another onside kick attempt by the Hurricane, and they don't get it this time. Sam Plafkin able to come up with the kick return that time, securing it for the Rockets, and they'll come out near midfield with pretty good field position. 7:42 left to play here in the first half.
Well, Jonesboro, everything they've gotten tonight has been big strike. We had a 43-yard run by Bibbs to set up a 28-yard touchdown pass. Then the 64-yard pitch and catch from Johnson on the last play. So it has been quick strike when it has struck for Jonesboro tonight. Say that 3 times fast.
Absolutely. Yeah, they only took just over a minute to score there. This time a little pitch out to Johnson. That one was forward, so it'll be ruled incomplete. But man, Jamarcus Wright was all up in his grill.
Nice read there by Wright to recognize where he wanted to go with the football and get over there. Johnson looked like he looked up and saw big Jamarcus coming at him, took his eye off the ball and wasn't able to come down with it, but maybe fortunate, because if Wright's able to make that tackle on a reception, that's about a 5-yard loss.
So now 2nd and 10 coming up. 4 wide receiver set for Jake James. Johnson in the backfield. Jonesboro's going to bring 5 rushers. Johnson running to his left. Now he's running backwards, trying to find some room, and he's found a little bit across the 45-yard line down the far sideline in between. Looks like they're going to spot him in between the 47 and 48. We'll call it the 47. That brings up 3rd and manageable for the Rockets.
Looked like on that play they may have been trying to run away from their buddy big Kevin Pointer rather. Pointer again getting off the ball pretty well, but able to run away from him and find that corner to the opposite side.
It looks like we got an equipment malfunction out here for one of the Hurricane. Yeah, big 91 for Jonesboro has been in the backfield all night long. He has been given that right guard fits. Now looks like we've got the equipment fixed. We got a substitute in for this play, and a 4 wide receiver set coming up for the Rockets here on 3rd down. Big James surveying the defense. Jonesboro's going to bring 4 rushers, maybe 5. 3 linebackers, then Johnson's going to switch over to the left side here. About 10 seconds left on the play clock. James takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle. Incomplete at about the 35-yard line. Trying to find the big tight end, Adam Shepard, and Jacarius Anderson, the defender that time.
Anderson and Sheeran met at the quarterback. Both of them had a good rush there to collapse the pocket and pressure, get that ball out maybe a little bit before James wanted to get rid of it.
So now the special teams unit on the field for the Rockets. Jonesboro doesn't even have anybody back deep. They're just going to try to rush it. And an excellent punt this time. Bounces at about the 12, and it'll take a Hurricane roll into the end zone. So they'll get the ball at about the, or at the 20-yard line rather, on the touchback. Just the second punt we've seen tonight.
Well, we mentioned Jonesboro's not going to. I guess Catholic, when they have the talented punter, Elser, we've seen him do it from the place kicking tonight, and also a good strong kick there. Just not quite the bounce you want to pin Jonesboro deep. But most of the time you'll take this offense starting at the 20 if you get a chance to do that as well.
So A.J. Aycock steps out on the field. First in rotation on this set for the Hurricane. He's going to throw it down the near sideline. Caught at the 25 down to the 35, and a nice pickup through the air that time as Deshaun Fountain with another reception.
Again, the little curl, pitch and catch, we've seen that a couple times successful, and Fountain with a lot of run after catch ability, 14-yard pickup there.
Well, Jonesboro's got the speed at wide receiver, so it's hard to play them up close. They have to give them that cushion, and that opens up some room for that curl route. Play action coming up here for Aycock. Throws it out to the flats. And that's the tight end across the 40 down to the 35-yard line. Jake Slayton on the reception, but a flag is out. We'll take a look at the Rob Taylor replay here.
They screened out to Slayton, and it looks like they're going to get the slot guy for a hold.
Absolutely. Number 11 holding on to his man a little bit too long there, Jeremiah Tobar.
Or it may even been the outside receiver. Can't quite tell, but you got to be real careful to get them out of your way and then get out of the way on all that tunnel and smoke screen action, and Jonesboro just not able to do that and gets called for it here.
Well, they say there's holding on every single play, and I especially think that's true on screen plays.
Absolutely. You could probably call them anywhere that you wanted, but you want them to get called when they really affect the play, and it kind of looked like that was the situation there.
3 wide receivers set here. This time it's Tyson Williams in the shotgun formation. And that's Bibbs standing to his left. Try to get a hard count here. Hand off to Bibb. No, throw over the middle. One-handed catch by Slayton. Did he hold on to it? They'll say incomplete. Jake Slayton doing his best Odell Beckham out here, but can't haul it in.
Yeah, they had the play action. Slayton swam off his man and had some room. Unable to come up with it. I think he saw the defender closing in on him. I believe that was Grant Smithson, the free safety. Recovered well to come over and disrupt the play when it looked like Slayton was going to have a whole lot of grass to run straight down the middle of the field.
2nd and 24 coming up now for Jonesboro. A.J. Aycock takes the snap, steps back in the pocket, looking to throw down the near sideline here, caught at the 25. It's Slayton again out to the 35, stiff-arming one defender and dragging another. He reaches almost the 40. That was a nice pickup by Jake Slayton. Great run after the catch, and you can see here on the Rob Taylor replay, again, stiff-arming one, dragging another.
Looked like that's who Aycock wanted the whole time, and he was able to find that opening out there in the flat and make this a manageable 3rd down situation.
3rd and 5 coming up from their own 40, and they wanted to call a timeout there. Still had plenty of time on the play clock, but it looked like A.J. Aycock saw something that he didn't like out there. So he turns to the sideline, calls a timeout. 6:07 left to play in the second quarter. Jonesboro leading by 1, 14-13 over Little Rock Catholic.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Andy Manus and Casey Pierce back here with you at Cooksey John Stadium, where it's 14-13. Jonesboro leading by 1, 3rd and 5 coming up with 6:07 left to play in the first half. Williams takes the snap, hands it off to Bibbs. Bibbs with a lot of running room up the middle. He's across midfield down to about the 42-yard line. And a big-time run by Jamarcus Bibbs, his second big run of the night.
This Jonesboro offensive line has the physicality, the ability to really manhandle you, and that's what you really saw right there, giving Bibbs a clean lane to run.
This time, loose football there, covered by Jake Slayton. Well, sometimes you cannot even look down to write anything or highlight anything when Jonesboro's out on the field.
Yeah, they went with tempo and just running the inside handoff, and maybe some problems with the exchange, but it was never quite handled. Jonesboro fortunate to get that one back.
So now 2nd and 10 coming up. Aycock in the shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers and a tight end. Handoff up the middle. It's Johnson. Johnson's across the 35, the 30. 1 man left to beat. Stutter step. He's at the 5. Touchdown. He shook the defender out of his shoes, and Daniel Johnson scampers in the end zone, 43 yards. Take another look at the Rob Taylor State Farm replay, and, well, I don't think that one single person got a hand on him once he crossed the line of scrimmage.
Well, he hit the hole very well and did what he needed to do. But again, when a play happens like that, you got to give a lot of props to your offensive line. They pulled it looked like pulled the right guard around on a play that's running left, and they just really cleared out and gave Johnson a great lane and made his job pretty easy. Easy for me to say from up here, that is. But Johnson, a great job finishing the run when it was set up by a really great effort from his offensive line.
And Colin Crawford nails the extra point, so it is now 21-13. Hurricane turning things around in a hurry off of a 43-yard touchdown run from Daniel Johnson.
We called the pull block, but also it starts with the big left tackle, Noah Gatlin, blocking down and just really clearing a wall, making that path for Johnson. Gatlin, for you Arkansas fans in Little Rock watching us tonight, get to know that name. He's going to be playing for Brett Bielema and the Razorbacks next year, and is just a tremendous athlete out there leading the way on that big run.
Jonesboro's now scored 14 points here in this second quarter. Trailed 10-7 after the first, and now have been able to hold the Rockets to just 3 points.
Outscored them 21-6 since that opening touchdown by Shield Connect. So Jonesboro took them a little bit of time to find their offense, their rhythm, but now that they have, and it's all been set up with the 2 big plays by Johnson. Johnson, a 64-yard catch and run, and then a 43-yard touchdown run. So Jonesboro's gotten it done with the big explosive plays tonight, and if you know much about them, that's kind of how they live. They are able to find those because they've got a lot of athletes at the skill position.
And again, they scored quick and in a hurry. They only took about a minute off of the game clock there. And we're going to have a delay of game on Jonesboro. They let the play clock tick down to 0. And so
well, I'm kind of confused by that, though, because the Catholic return team is not on the field. So
it was a little confusing myself.
Well, and they may have been waiting. You know, we've seen Jonesboro attempt a couple onside kicks, so Coach Fogelman may be trying to figure out who he needs to get on the field as far as his hands team. So I guess that's kind of where that, I don't want to call it gamesmanship, but that strategy kind of comes back and forth there. So,
well, and if you look at the Rocket kick return team right now, they're lined up for an onside kick. They've got everybody up front, and here's the onside kick. There's Plafkin. Plafkin's going to catch it about the 43-yard line. I beg your pardon, that's Corbin Weaver who's going to return that. He's going to get out to about the 42-yard line, and here comes the Rocket offense back out to try to answer that last Jonesboro touchdown.
You know, that's one of those intricacies that you don't maybe make a big deal about, but there are no linemen on the field for that kickoff. Coach Coleman's kind of dictated that and gotten the hands team on the field for Catholic. So Jonesboro 1 for 3 on the efforts tonight, but we're able to score a touchdown off of it, so go into that strategy again.
Jonesboro's going to rush 5, shotgun formation. Pass is out to the 40-yard line, thrown low and incomplete. Colton Foster with the Hurricanes swarming the ball that time.
Yeah, he blitzed from that Mike linebacker position again, came in and was able to make James throw it a little bit before he wanted to and throw an inaccurate pass. So Jonesboro being very aggressive with the blitz. That's kind of a staple that you see from them. And Foster, the captain of this defense, having some success getting to the quarterback tonight from a pressure standpoint.
4 wide receiver set again for James. James trying to draw him off with a hard count here on 2nd and 10. Doesn't get it.
Nev's showing that he's coming now.
Hand off to Johnson, and he is absolutely eaten up in the backfield. Jamarcus Wright breaking through the line, and he's the first to meet Johnson. And he'll help him up off the turf as well.
Well, Neves showed blitz from the Sam and backed off of it, and then Wright came from the wheel position and came unblocked, able to get in the backfield, and Asa Sharon also in on the play there, helping make it happen.
Well, he got a hold of Sammy Johnson's leg, and he did not let go. Brought him down for a loss of 2. 4 wide receivers set for Jake James. Trying to make something happen here on 3rd and long, and again, Jonesboro's bringing pressure. Trouble in the backfield, sacked at the 35-yard line. Jake James, and guess who was in the backfield that time? Big Kevin Pointer.
Well, Pointer got to eat because of the work that his linebackers did, and obviously a team game, always going to see it. They're going to blitz again. It looks like Colton coming again, Colton Foster, to kind of dictate it, and he flushed him into Dwight Starks. Starks couldn't quite finish, but fortunately for the Hurricanes, able to swarm to the point the quarterback can't get out of it. Doesn't matter who gets him to the ground ultimately, just the fact that you do.
Oh, and nearly blocked that one, and guess who almost got their hands on it? Again, Kevin Pointer. But this one's going to take a rocket bounce down to about the 10-yard line, and now it's the man who downed that one. His teammates are kind of giving him a hard time. It was Brandon Ward, the sophomore for the Rockets, and saw his teammates kind of asking him, why'd you stop it? We were all down here. They still got it at the 10-yard line, so a great punt and forcing Jonesboro into a situation where they're going to have to drive the length of the field almost.
Yeah, you can't fault the kid. The previous one, they got kind of the same bounce and it rolled all the way into the end zone. So you'd way rather have it, although you'd rather have it at the 1 than the 10, you'd rather have it at the 10 than the 20. So
absolutely. Jonesboro able to get the ball back after just a couple of minutes of time here. Starting from inside their own 20-yard line at the 10. Pitch out to the left, stutter step in the backfield across the 10-yard line, and some shifty moves by Daniel Johnson is able to turn that what looked like a loss initially into a gain of a half a yard. Saw him chop his feet there in the backfield, and he was able to avoid one tackle, but the rest of the Rockets caught up to him. Now 2nd and 9 coming up. We'll see what the Hurricane want to do from deep inside their own territory. 3 wide receiver set here for Aycock or Williams in there. Aycock rather. Fakes the handoff, throws over the middle. Caught by Slayton at the 20-yard line. Still on his feet, trying to drag the pile. Getting some help from his teammates. He's able to push it forward to about the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. Jake Slayton doing work out here.
Pretty simple concept. Slayton just going to come up and actually fell down. Got tripped trying to get away from the defender at the line of scrimmage, getting off the line, but was able to get back on his feet and catch the pass.
This time a quick play as Bibbs runs to his left, out to about the 25-yard line. A pickup of close to 4 and a flag on the play.
Happened really quick. So, well, they would have blown it dead if they weren't set, so I don't think that's going to be the penalty here.
I think it's probably going to be in the area of holding. It looks like it's right at the line of scrimmage, and Jonesboro is walking backwards, so that's apparently what it's going to be, in the area of holding. Jonesboro still got plenty of time left to work with here in the first half. They've got 2 timeouts left. It is going to be holding on the offense. So Coach Coleman, again, still plenty of time to work with here in the second quarter. Still have 2 timeouts left. Little Rock Catholic still with all 3 of their timeouts here in the first half. They trail by 8. I've got a first and long opportunity coming up here for Jonesboro. Chance for the Rockets to apply some pressure here. Let's see what they do. Shotgun formation, Williams looking to throw. It's a screen pass out to about the 10-yard line, or just shy of it, and that one looked like it was sniffed out from the start. The intended receiver was Daniel Johnson, but again, the Rockets were all over it, Casey.
Yeah, trying to get a number there. It looked like big number 35, Cole Black Oaken, came in and playing disciplined football there. When the lineman kind of released, he's able to see that and head straight for the back and break it up before it had much of a chance.
So now second and about a mile to go for Jonesboro as Aycock makes his way back out to the huddle. He's going to stand with an empty backfield this time. They're going to put, I think that's Bibb lined up here in the near side slot. Looking to throw. It's going to be a toss out to Johnson, actually. Not Bibb, still on his feet after the first hit, down to the 30-yard line. Still a few yards shy of the first down, but another nice pitch and catch from Aycock to Daniel Johnson.
Well, we know Johnson can run the go route. We saw him catch a 64-yard touchdown pass on it earlier, and then
he's able to pick up about 5 yards after first contact there. Man, Jonesboro's going to go for it here. Pretty well inside their own territory. Excuse me, it's only third down. I was thinking it was fourth. A 3rd and 2 coming up now for Tyson Williams. Shotgun formation. Handoff, running to the left with Johnson. Johnson, with great footwork, is able to find a hole. He attacks it across the 35-yard line, and it's down to the 38. And on 3rd and short, the Hurricane are able to move the sticks. And now another quick play coming up. They're already ready. Williams takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Has to step up in the pocket, shakes off one defender. Now he's going to run with it. And he was able to scamper out of the backfield and pick up about 2 yards there. Don't know how he avoided getting sacked in the backfield.
Yeah, Tyler Mailer had him wrapped up, but Williams, a great athlete, very slippery, good presence of mind to work out of the pocket and pick up what he could.
Jamarcus Bibb will be in the backfield, standing to the left of Aycock. Play action, Aycock flushed out. He avoids a defender. He's able to just toss that one out of bounds, and they're going to get him for intentional grounding, it appears. There was nobody in the area over there.
Yeah, kind of the same deal. He was wrapped up in the backfield, tried to slip away, but maybe not out of the pocket.
That's what I was going to say.
Nobody there.
I don't think he was out of the tackle box when he let that one fly. If you're out of the tackle box and you can get it past the line of scrimmage, they usually don't throw the flag on that one, but seems he had not run far enough. They'll also lose a down there, so that means it'll be 3rd and 7. Excuse me, it'll be 3rd and 12 rather.
I think we're 3rd and 12 before the penalty. Now we'll add the 10 and call it 3rd and 22. So a big 3rd down.
And right here at the end of the quarter, 1:06 to play. It's an opportunity to run the football and maybe run some clock down. Little Rock Catholic does have all 3 of their timeouts, though. Williams in there with an empty backfield. 5 wide receivers to throw to. Slayton's lined up here on the near side slot. Throwing it to the X-Man. He's got him at the 45, the 50, and first down yardage. The Hurricane will move the sticks as Jeremiah Tobar is able to haul in that catch.
Great throw, great catch. Look at precision, and you talk about great ball control. Tobar to turn around and high point the football, snatch it out of the air with his hands. A great play there by Tobar.
And now they're ready to run. 1st and 10 now into Rocket territory. Williams again over the middle, incomplete, trying to hit Bibbs. Had him at about the 30, but again, he would have had to turn around and make that catch. Incomplete now, 2nd and 10 coming up for the Hurricane.
Tobar's having a nice evening. A 31-yard catch there, a couple of more short ones, but really showing off his hands and athleticism tonight.
So now 2nd and 10 coming up from the Rocket 45-yard line. Aycock in the shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to throw to, fakes the handoff to Bibb. He's going to keep it himself, and he got lit up in the backfield by Peter Fitz. And the clock will continue to run now with 47 seconds left to play here in the 2nd quarter.
Fitz was one of the guys that Coach Randy Coleman called out this week when talked to him about people to watch on this Catholic roster. He's a defensive tackle that plays with a high motor and obviously good athleticism there to come off the ball and make a nice play in a big spot to bring up a big 3rd down for Jonesboro.
Jonesboro's going to burn their 2nd timeout of the first half with 46 seconds left to play in the 2nd quarter. We'll take a quick timeout with them. Hurricane lead this one 21-13.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
Andy Maness and Casey Pierce back here at Cooksey John Stadium. Jonesboro leading this one 21-13, trying to find the end zone one more time here before the end of the 2nd quarter. 3rd and long coming up. Williams on the run. He's going to step up and run to about the 40-yard line. Actually, they'll stop him at the 39, and that's going to bring up 4th and about 4. They're going to go for it here with 30 seconds and counting. Empty backfield. Williams looking to throw near sideline for Bibbs, and Bibbs had it bounce right out of his breadbasket. He would have had a 1st down and an opportunity to step out of bounds and stop the clock. Instead, it's a turnover on downs, and the Rockets get a chance to find the end zone with 24 seconds, all 3 of their timeouts.
Nice read by Williams, nice pitch. Unfortunately, no catch for the Hurricane. Bibbs not able to come up cleanly with that one, or Jonesboro really would have had a chance to take control of this thing before half. And Jonesboro going to get the ball back to start the 3rd quarter, so that multiplies the importance of that stop from a Catholic perspective.
They're in the shotgun formation, going to throw here on 1st down. Taking a shot over the middle at the 50-yard line, caught by Shepard. No, beg your pardon, Thomas Staub. And the junior wideout for Little Rock Catholic will take it out of bounds, stopping the clock with 19 seconds left. They move the chains. It's 1st and 10 now from the 50-yard line.
Staub with 3 big catches tonight, all 3 for 1st downs, I believe.
They're going to run a bunch formation. They send 1 man in motion, and now it's Weaver out here on the near side. They're going to throw out to the flats for Johnson. Johnson trying to find an edge, and he just lowers his shoulder and crosses the 50, runs right into 2 Jonesboro defenders, and with 13 seconds left, Sammy Johnson is going to get up rather slowly. And that was Ryan Amador on the tackle there. No, beg your pardon, Cecil Mitchell on the tackle there. 13 seconds remaining here in the 1st half. And Little Rock Catholic is going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout with them. They trail 13-21 to the Jonesboro Hurricane.
Until you you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Andy Maness and Casey Pierce back here with 13 seconds left to play in the first half, and 2nd and 10, an incomplete pass. Jay James trying to find Adam Shepard out here down the near sideline. Would have been first down yardage, but it sails out of bounds. And now 3rd and 10 coming up with 10 seconds left. Catholic still with 2 timeouts remaining. Probably only got time for one more play, maybe 2 if they do it right. And it looks like they're going to bring on Christopher Elzer. I'm going to attempt take that back. I saw 42 headed out here as well.
And I was telling you to keep an eye on him because it changes the perspective where you've got to get points on the board here.
They're going to hand it off to Johnson. Johnson trying to find some room to work with. He's across the 45, 40, 35, 30 down the far sideline to the 25-yard line. And with 3 seconds left on the clock, they've got time to call a timeout and get their kick team set up for the aforementioned Christopher Elzer.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you there. Sorry for confusing you, Andy. I was just trying to point out that it kind of changes your strategy when you only have to get to about the 40-yard line to maybe get points, but they were able to get Johnson on the outside to pick up a huge chunk of that and make it even easier on the kicker, Christopher Elzer, who has already hit tonight from 37 and from 50. This one going to be put down. It'll be a 43-yard try.
They snap that early, the low snap. Kick is up and no good. Had plenty of distance, but it looked like they rushed it for whatever reason. And Elzer misses his first one of the night, wide left. And the two teams will head to the locker room with a score of 21-13. The Jonesboro Golden Hurricane with quite a comeback against the Little Rock Catholic Rockets. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll bring some halftime stats to you and recap that first half of action right after this on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
Every 8 minutes, the American Red Cross provides a place to stay, financial assistance, and hope. Help now.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels, plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications. Right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Andy Manus and Casey Pierce back here with you at Cooksey John Stadium, where the Jonesboro Golden Hurricane have scored 2 unanswered touchdowns in the second quarter to come back and take the lead against Little Rock Catholic. After 2 quarters, it's 21-13. And Casey, this has been a fun game to be a part of so far.
Yeah, it's been a lot of big plays from both ends. Jonesboro has scored on a 64-yard catch and run, a 43-yard run. Both of those coming from the running back, Daniel Johnson. And, of course, the passing game has been able to rack up yards just in both quarterbacks able to find some completions. We've got Jonesboro with 224 passing yards at halftime. So Jonesboro has had a couple of turnovers on downs, but also an interception early that kind of gave Catholic a little bit of a spark early, but then Jonesboro was able to kind of get out of their own way and find some big plays to get back in the ball game and build a lead there in the second quarter.
Yeah, they've had 3 turnovers on downs, and they've, as you mentioned, have that 1 interception as well back in the first quarter. As far as time of possession, it's been pretty even between the 2 teams. Little Rock Catholic kind of leading that battle right now, but that's simply because Jonesboro is able to score points so quickly. Their 2 touchdown drives that they had in the second quarter were about a minute to a minute and a half each. So, I mean, when you think about how quickly they're moving the football down the field, it is absolutely insane. As you mentioned, a 43-yard touchdown rush from Daniel Johnson there in the second quarter. He did have that 64-yard touchdown reception as well, so he kind of owned the second quarter for the Hurricane. You can't forget about Jamarcus Bibb, though, for JHS either. He's been a very important part in the running game tonight. He set up that 28-yard touchdown pass they had back in the first quarter with a big 42-yard run.
Yeah, and Jonesboro, we said early on, the big key for them tonight was holding Sammy Johnson, the all-state, all-world, all-talented running back for Catholic, in check, and they've really done a good job. On the last drive there to set up a field goal attempt right before halftime, Johnson had a 24-yard carry, but that's his longest carry of the night. Really has had, I've got him for 5 negative runs on the night. So the Jonesboro defensive line, and also we've seen a lot of blitzing linebackers. Looks like they've run blitzed him a little bit just to kind of try and get at Johnson and get him before he's been able to get going. And Jonesboro have been able to have some success. Now, they have been hit by the other weapons for Catholic. The Rockets shield connect with the 19-yard touchdown run to open the scoring tonight was a really impressive effort by him. And then also the big tight end that Catholic that we've kept an eye on tonight, Adam Shepard had a 17-yard catch, I believe, on that opening scoring drive as well. So we've seen the skilled players from Catholic all contribute tonight. It's not just Ben Johnson. Some other guys have had to pick things up to get them on the scoreboard and kind of try and keep them in this ball game tonight.
And of course, we can't go through this halftime segment without mentioning the other weapon for the Little Rock Catholic Rockets, Christopher Elzer. He's 2 for 3 for field goals tonight. One of them coming from 50 yards, the other one coming from 37. He did miss a 43-yard field goal there towards the end of the second quarter. But again, you got to credit him, because not only is he out here kicking long field goals, he's out here booting the ball out of the back of the end zone on every kickoff. In fact, he's been able to put the ball through the uprights on the kickoff, which is impressive in its own feat.
Yeah, special teams has been a big part of the night tonight, as the field goals have been a big factor, the field position, both from the kickoffs that he's created, but also by Jonesboro has gone to, they've attempted 3 onside kicks tonight, recovered 1, but because of those situations, Jonesboro's had to work with the length of the field, whereas Catholic's had a little bit of a shorter field to work with tonight. Those little things kind of go unnoticed, but they might end up playing a big factor by the time this one's over.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So again, your score at the half, 21-13. Still got a ways to go before we hit last year's score of 69-34, but we've definitely got some fireworks in store for the second half between the Little Rock Catholic Rockets and the home team, the Jonesboro Golden Hurricanes. So we're going to step aside for another quick break here on the halftime segment of the Tubetown Rivalry Series, and when we come back, we'll talk about some of the other games around the area and try to pass along some scores your way if we can find them. We're back with more on the halftime show right after this.
Every 8 minutes, the American Red Cross provides a place to stay, financial assistance, and hope. Help now.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels, plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wonder Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Every 8 minutes, the American Red Cross provides a place to stay, financial assistance, and hope. Help now.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels, plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Andy Maness and Casey Pierce welcome you back to Cooksey John Stadium. Jonesboro and Little Rock Catholic at halftime. The Golden Hurricane winning 21-13 after the first 2 quarters. Been a fun game to be a part of. We appreciate you joining us. While you're watching us online on youtube.com/Tubetown Online, make sure you head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Tubetown Online, and like us there. Of course, you can keep up with all the updates we post about the upcoming games throughout the week. So again, head over there and like us. We certainly appreciate it. Casey, just looking at some of these scores around the area, we'll start off with the 5A. Nettleton made the trip down to Star City tonight. They're winning at halftime 39-14. Greene County Tech facing Kennett. They're winning 27-12 at half. Valley View shutting out Highland through 2 quarters, 35-0. Truman beating Paragould right now, 34-7 at the halftime break. Moving over and checking out some of the 6A, 7A action, which is a little more relevant to tonight's game between Jonesboro and Little Rock Catholic. West Memphis and Little Rock Central are facing off tonight. Conway's facing Bentonville. Of course, Conway kind of demolishing Jonesboro last week, for lack of a better word. 21-10 over Bentonville at the half. Conway is winning there. And then Batesville made the trip up to Mountain Home. They are winning 21-7 at the halftime break. That's kind of a weird situation for the Pioneers. They're starting off this year 0-2.
Yeah, and playing up, I believe, in division this week. So interesting. Batesville, I believe, picked to win that conference pretty handily and took one in week 1 from this Jonesboro team we're seeing tonight, and then dropped it again last week. So trying to get things going before they get their conference schedule going. Interesting to see Nettleton, the crosstown team here in Jonesboro. We had their week 1 game against Pocahontas here on Tubetown, and tell you what, DeAndre Henry and that offense is just rolling. I think you said 39 points.
39-14 at halftime over Star City, who's no slouch in the 4A conference.
No, not at all. So excited to see Nettleton have that success. Excited for all the area schools here to see them doing well, and so interesting as they enter conference to see if they can carry that momentum going.
Pretty interesting game going on between Pine Bluff and Fort Smith Northside. 8-7 is the score of that game at half, so it must be a lot of defense going on there. Blytheville and Marion are facing off. The score of that one, Marion winning 27-8 at halftime, and that's usually a pretty good game between Marion and Blytheville. Not too far apart distance-wise, so kind of a little bit of a rivalry game there between those two teams. And of course, Jonesboro, I believe they're going to get a look at Marion later on this year.
They will. I believe that's a conference game for them. So, yeah, interesting kind of tracking what's going on all over East Arkansas. I believe this is the last week of non-conference play. So while all these games have been intriguing, the stakes kind of raise next week as we enter conference play across the great natural state.
And sticking in conference, Cabot is beating Little Rock Fair right now 30-0. Of course, they're 1-1 this year. So Cabot has been really good the last few years, and so I know that they're probably upset to already drop a game this early.
They still run the dead tee at Cabot?
Actually, I haven't seen them play in a couple of years, but they were running that the last time I saw them, probably 3-4 years ago.
Which is kind of odd, as so much of the high school scene has gone to the spread like we see Jonesboro, and even I don't think we've seen Little Rock Catholic go under center but once tonight. So Cabot plays that kind of different style from everybody else in the state, but a lot of success there over the years.
21-13 is your score at the halftime break. Still got a little bit of time before we get things started with the third quarters. Both teams making their way out of the locker room and back onto the field. We're going to step aside for another quick break. When we come back, we'll have the third quarter kickoff right here on Tubetown.
Where's high school for you?
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security. Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security. Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone. My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone. My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but you are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
We welcome you back to Cooksey John Stadium. Andy Manus and Casey Pierce under the headset tonight in the press box, and excited to bring you the third quarter of action between Jonesboro and Little Rock Catholic. Your score after the first two quarters, 21-13. Jonesboro able to put up 2 unanswered touchdowns in that second quarter and take the lead. Do a quick drive summary from the entire first half. Little Rock Catholic started things out tonight with a punt. Jonesboro would answer that with a turnover on downs, and then Little Rock Catholic would strike first via a rushing touchdown from Luke Shieldconnect. Jonesboro would turn around and throw an interception on their next offensive drive, and Little Rock Catholic would then kick a 50-yard field goal with Christopher Elzer. Finally, Jonesboro was able to get in the end zone in the first quarter with a 28-yard touchdown pass from A.J. Aycock to Deshaun Fountain. 28 yards through the air. It was set up by a 42-yard run, Jamarcus Bibbs on the ground, and extra point was good there, making it 10-7 at the end of the first quarter. And then again, Jonesboro was able to put in 2 more scores after a Catholic field goal, and that's why we're at 21-13. Ready to start the third quarter. There's the kick, and this one does not go out of the back of the end zone. Well, it does now, as looked like they were trying to get a return there from Jerrion Green.
Yeah, Green couldn't quite hold on to it, and I believe in high school, correct me if I'm wrong, once the ball goes into the end zone, it can't come out.
I believe that's correct.
The touchback, once the ball crosses the front of the goal line, so Randy Coleman's crew will go back to work at their own 20.
Again, they were able to find the end zone very quickly. Those 2 touchdowns in the second quarter. Each drive was just a little over a minute, anywhere from a minute to a minute and a half for each of those drives. So now from their own 20, shotgun formation. A.J. Aycock will hand it off, running to the left, across the 25, bowling over a defender at the 30, and that's Daniel Johnson picking up right where he left off from that first half. About a 12-yard run. Now from the 32-yard line. Quick no-huddle offense here. Aycock again with a handoff to Johnson. Johnson up the middle between the center and right guard, and he's able to pick up close to about 4, maybe 5 yards on that carry. Second and we'll say 7, so make it a gain of 3 on the ground. Aycock still in at quarterback. This time play action, rolling out to his right. Trying to find a receiver. Tosses down the far sideline. Almost caught by Jake Slayton. He nearly had another one-handed catch.
It's twice tonight that Slayton's had to reach out and try and grab it with one hand and has just come up short on both of them. Aycock kind of floating away from pressure and maybe affected his accuracy just a little bit as he's trying to move out of the pocket, but Slayton has come so close to 2 really spectacular catches tonight and has made 3 other ones that he was able to come down with.
Slayton gonna get one of those one-handed catches before the night's over with. Williams in at quarterback now. He's looking to throw. To the near sideline at the 45, caught and hit immediately by the defender is Jeremiah Tobar. And Tobar hit by William Plafkin, the junior wide receiver and cornerback for the Rockets, but Tobar had already done the damage, and it'll be another Hurricane first down almost at midfield. They'll spot him at the 44-yard line as Aycock will make his way back out to the huddle with the play right now.
Tobar's got 4 catches tonight. He's been a big part of this offense. Has done a really nice job when he's had his number called.
Jonesboro controlling the pace here on this opening drive of the third quarter. 3 wide receiver sets. Slayton in at tight end. looking to throw on the play action. Again, it's Tobar, caught at the 50, and Tobar with back-to-back catches. This one good for close to 6 yards. We'll say 2nd and 4 coming up.
Two totally different sides of the field. He's just going to run a quick little out, makes himself available as the quarterback rolls out. Nice route by Tobar.
Great job by Acock selling the run there, too. Great little play action play. Now 2nd and 4 coming up for Tyson Williams in at shotgun. Bibbs standing to his right. 3 wide receivers set. Bibbs is going to get the handoff. Trying to find some room in the backfield, shuffling along that offensive line. He's able to push forward for maybe half a yard, but that will bring up 3rd down as Bibbs wasn't able to find a hole to run through there. Started off on the right, Casey, and had to work his way back left.
Yeah, and just kind of trying to pick a hole and nothing ever really happening there. So credit that Catholic defense for standing them up. Really, you know, we've had 2 explosive runs tonight, but Catholic's done a pretty good job keeping this Jonesboro running game in check.
And again, Jonesboro's had 3 turnovers on down, so let's see if they can stop them here on 3rd as Johnson gets the carry that time. Bibbs gets the carry that time. He's down near the 1st down marker, right about the 46, and he may be just a tad short, so 4th and inches coming up, and they're going to go for it quickly. Acock in the shotgun. Bibbs standing behind him. Bibbs gets the handoff. He's across the 45 and down to about the 42-yard line. Enough to move the chains for another Hurricane 1st down. And on 4th down, again, the offense is able to make something happen.
Look at the right side of that offensive line. Looked like the right guard, Ryan Amador, with a nice down block to kind of make that thing happen for Bibbs.
Jonesboro picking up the tempo here. Play action, thrown over the middle. Almost caught at about the 15-yard line. That would have been a great chance for Deshaun Fountain to take that one into the end zone. Just missed hitting him in stride, threw it a bit too tall.
Yeah, you know, Jonesboro's had a couple big explosive plays in the passing game tonight, but they've come via the catch and run. They haven't really been able to connect on a long ball tonight. They've just been just a hair off on all those, and that's one of those things that happens. We're still early in the year, so like to see one of those completed if you're Randy Coleman tonight, but interesting that just not quite able to get on that page tonight.
3 wide receivers set for Williams, who's in at quarterback now. And Catholic looked like they might have been bringing pressure here. They got 4 down linemen. It looks like they're bringing a 5th one on the edge, and I think that it's going to be a delay of game on Jonesboro here. Just couldn't quite get the snap off in time. It looked like Williams was trying to get the play changed on the sideline.
Yeah, I think he saw what you saw. Catholic kind of showed their hand a little bit, showed something, and Williams looked over to the sideline to see if they wanted to move out of that, but good job of Catholic by not showing it early. You don't want to show it too early to give him an opportunity to do that, so forcing the delay of game, and now Williams is going to come off and Acock's going to come on.
Yeah, it looked like they were bringing that outside blitzer. Now it looks like they're going to bring him from the other side. 3 wide receiver set. Williams in at quarterback. Looked like Jonesboro might have jumped early, and actually that's Acock in, and it's intercept. No! Thought that was right into the arms of the defensive back, Racy Barea. And take another look at the replay here as Acock fires this one over the middle, right off the hands of his wide receiver and into the breadbasket of number 15, Racy Barea.
Yeah, that was Deshaun Fountain that had an opportunity there, and that's what happened on the ball that was picked off early in the game. It bounced off of the receiver's hands and right into the defender, and Jonesboro fortunate that Catholic not able to come away with it this time.
So 3rd and 15 coming up. Williams in at quarterback, empty backfield. Looking to throw, got time. Near sideline, caught just inside the 40-yard line. Not enough for a 1st down, but it will be 4th and manageable as Deshaun Fountain is able to haul that one in. And, man, Williams had all day.
Yeah, he did. We've talked about this offensive line a lot. Really talented up front for Jonesboro, and they were able to give him time to just kind of sit back and pick where he wanted to go. And 3rd and 15 is 2-down territory for Jonesboro, no matter where you're at.
That's right. Now 4th and 5 coming up, and as Casey just mentioned, offense still out on the field. Williams looking to throw on 4th down, flushed out to the near side. At the 40, thrown incomplete at the 30-yard line. Mason Lane playing great defense that time on Deshaun Fountain. Some of the Jonesboro fans here near us want a flag to be thrown. It looked like both guys just fighting for the football.
Yeah, Lane kind of leaning over, but I thought he was playing his right to the football. So clean pass break up on the play there, and Jonesboro is going to turn it over on downs.
Their 4th of the night. They were able to keep the football for quite a while. Had it since the start of the the third quarter, so nearly 4 minutes. Play action here on first down. Jake James going down the field, incomplete. And it looked like he just kind of floated that one. Didn't really have much as Jacarius Anderson is again bothering that Little Rock Catholic offense.
Yeah, nice rush there by Anderson, able to get in there and not give James a place to step up and throw the ball. That's why you saw the ball flutter it, because James wasn't able to get his feet set like he wanted because of the big defensive end barreling down on him.
I had to kind of, as you said, float that one out there pretty quickly. Now 2nd and 10 coming up. James with Johnson in the backfield. 2 wide receivers bunched up here on the near side. Jonesboro bringing pressure in the box. Somehow Johnson able to dance his way out of the backfield. Spin move at the 40 and dropped at the 45. And again, you'll see why Coach Coleman considers Sammy Johnson to be one of the best athletes in the state.
Look at him kind of pick his hole, the jump cut, the spin, and falling forward for a gain of 8. So nice run there by Johnson, who Jonesboro's done a really good job of keeping in check tonight, but all it takes is one big play. As we're in a one-possession game right now, although it might not have seemed that close. Catholic's one play away from tying this thing up.
3rd and short coming up. 3 wide receivers. Jonesboro's bringing pressure from the outside edge. Run with Johnson right up the middle, and he steamrolls what looks to be the entire defensive line of Jonesboro. He's able to push the pile forward, get out to the 50-yard line, and move the chains for a Catholic first down.
Needed 3 and got 4. It looked like he knew exactly where he was trying to get. Look at the center come off and kind of trap pointer, it looked like, and Johnson able to get across right to the midfield marker and enough for a first down.
Quickly, Catholic is back up and ready to run 1st and 10 here from the 50-yard line. 3 wide receivers set, this time 2 backs in the backfield, and looked like Catholic jumped just a little bit early there. Looks like one of the tailbacks released just a tad before that ball was snapped off, and so they'll back it up 5 yards and replay first down. I'll say it's illegal procedure, but so again, 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15, just inside 7 minutes left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Jonesboro kept the ball for about 4 minutes to open up this 3rd quarter. Put the ball into Rocket territory, but couldn't convert on 4th down, and now the Rockets have got it at midfield. 2 backs in the backfield, but James is going to throw it down the far sideline just over the head of his intended receiver as they cross the 35-yard line. And again, that's Cecil Mitchell out there on the coverage for the Hurricane.
Looked like Weaver running the flag pattern on the far side of the field, but just unable to connect on the deep ball there.
So now 2nd and 15 coming up as Jake James comes back in with the play.
That's the hard part when you get behind the down and distance with a penalty like that. It kind of takes Johnson out of his normal routine.
2 backs in the backfield now. Jonesboro bringing everybody, and they sack James before he knew what to do. Unbelievable. And guess who? Jacarius Anderson, one of the first Hurricane in the backfield. Take another look at the Rob Taylor State Farm replay.
Looks like Jonesboro runs a little bit of a run blitz, and running the read option.
Nobody was fooled.
No, looked like the ball was going to go to shield connect, and Anderson being able to beat the ball to the mesh point, beat the ball carrier to the mesh point and kind of take it away.
So now 3rd and 21 coming up. James takes the snap, takes a shot down the near sideline, got a man as they're flying out of bounds. He caught it, but a flag comes flying out at the 35-yard line. More than likely, this is going to go against the Hurricane as pass interference. Great catch, though, by Alan Johnson, the sophomore for the Rockets. He had to catch that falling out of bounds. And
I think that's the big tight end, Adam Shepard.
Is it 85 or 86? I think it was 80. It might have been 86.
We'll get a replay there. Yeah, J.G. Stafford was beat down the sideline and had to do anything he can to keep his man from getting away from him.
Referees are still discussing this, but some dissent is already growing amongst this Jonesboro crowd out here in front of us. 6:03 to play in the 3rd, and there's the call. And Nobody here in black and gold is happy about that. As we take another look, I thought we were going to have another look at that replay there, but a big gain there. Big opportunity here for the Rockets to capitalize on that mistake. So now Jake James coming back in. Again, got to credit this senior quarterback for the Rockets because he has taken some shots tonight, standing tall in the pocket. Now
Jonesboro's really come after him. It looks like they're going to again.
They're bringing pressure. Throws it. Incomplete, and that one was kind of wobbly from the get-go as he was trying to find Thomas Staub for, I think, the third time tonight. Couldn't connect on it, and looked like the defense again kind of flustered him. And take another look at the replay.
Yeah, Zane Neves came in. This is the pass interference call that we had down the sideline, and
that was Shepard, and as you saw there, he never turned around to find the football, did Jaquarius Stafford, so.
But all for naught, because after the penalty.
Oh, no. Low snap on the punt. Somehow he was able to punt that one away. And it's actually a pretty decent punt for the Rockets. That was incredible. Jake McNeil had to field that one off of the turf. Somehow was able to punt it sideways. Take another look at this Rob Taylor State Farm replay, and didn't quite catch the front end of that, but that was incredible, Casey.
Yeah, bad snap to start the play, and the punter able to kind of roll out in rugby style, get it away. He's lucky that it was able to turn downfield. That's an awkward angle to hit it from, and
I don't know how he did that.
Talking about making something out of nothing, Catholic really gets a break there with, again, another big play from their special teams.
It is really keeping them in this game here tonight. 5:46 left to play. Jonesboro from their own 24-yard line. Look at the 22. There's the snap. Aycock hands it off. Running to the right with Johnson, I believe. Johnson still on his feet as he is slung down near the near side 30. They'll actually stop him at the 25-yard line.
Jonesboro's leaned on him a lot tonight, that inside run game with both Johnson and Bibbs, and this is the time of day where that kind of pays off for you. Typically, we've talked about just how big Jonesboro is up front. See if that physical running game starts to take a toll on Catholic.
So 2nd and 7 coming up here with 5:10 left to play here in the third quarter. Tyson Williams in at quarterback. Running back standing to his right, 3 wide receiver set. It's going to be a run to the left, and he is met in the backfield immediately by a host of white jerseys, and Daniel Johnson rather didn't get very far on that one.
You got to give this Catholic defense a lot of credit. They've been on the field a lot tonight and been put in some pretty tough situations, but they've kind of answered and matched the physical tone that Jonesboro's tried to set and gotten themselves in a really good spot here on 3rd and 9. This may be the biggest defensive snap of the night so far for the Rockets.
And they have forced a lot of 4th down plays for the Hurricane and have been able to hold them on 4th down 4 separate times tonight. 3 wide receivers set, 1 back in the backfield for Aycock. Hands it off, running to the left between the guard and tackle. Able to get to about the 25-yard line, and they are pushing the pile backwards, and that was a hard run for Daniel Johnson. That was a tough couple of yards to pick up.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 7, and I think he got about 4, so this could be the first time we see the punter tonight, but now it looks like Jonesboro's going to send the offense on the field even though they're at their own 27-yard line, so rolling the dice here.
Now 4th and 5 coming up here for the Hurricane. Tyson Williams in at quarterback with an empty backfield. 3 wide receivers set with one of the tailbacks lined up on the slot on the far side. That's Bibb who goes in motion. He's in there to block, and they're just going to punt it away. Kind of a trick formation that time, and a pretty decent punt from Tyson Williams will bounce out of bounds, and the Rocket offense will come back out on their own. We'll say it's the 38-yard line is where they're going to spot them here on the near side hash marks.
Interesting there. Maybe you get the defense out on the field, and if you see something you like, you do take your shot, but backed way up in your own end. I had a hard time believing Jonesboro was going to actually go for it there, but Catholic played it safe by leaving their defense on the field. Tyson Williams able to come up with a nice quick kick to flip it a little bit and give the defense a little bit of room to work.
First and 10, under center. Hand off to Johnson, running to his left. He's got a lot of room to work with. He's found an edge across the 50, and he has gone to the house, folks. Not catching Sammy Johnson, the junior tailback for Catholic. Unbelievable. He took that one 60 yards for the score. We'll give him an extra yard and say 61. But either way, Catholic is a 2-point conversion away from tying this one up. 3:18 left to play, and you can see nobody laid a hand on him. Great blocking by the Rockets offensive line. The wide receiver on the outside edge really sealed it, and Johnson was gone to the house.
Colton Foster came on an inside blitz, and when you gamble like that, you give an opportunity for the big play if everybody isn't just 100% on their assignment. I don't know if somebody might have gotten a little bit out of their gap, but you don't have much margin of error when you got Sammy Johnson running down your throat. And it was only a matter of time before Johnson gave you an explosive play, and Catholic going to go for 2 and try and tie it now.
Jake James under center, rolling out to his right, tosses it to Johnson, incomplete. Great defense being played by Jerrion Green. And Jonesboro had that one, looked like they had that one figured out from the get-go. They're able to stop the 2-point conversion, but not before Sammy Johnson is able to take it in the end zone on this big-time 61-yard run. 21-19 is your score with 3:19 left to play in the third quarter.
Until you've seen how fast it really is. Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
We'll welcome you back to Cooksey John Stadium. Andy Manus and Casey Pierce here with you with 3:18 left to play here in the third quarter. 61-yard touchdown rush from Sammy Johnson has pulled the Little Rock Catholic Rockets within 2, 21-19. They tried to get a little pass out to the flats on their 2-point conversion, and it was incomplete, so Jonesboro again hanging on by 2. This kick taken at the 1-yard line. Across the 15 to the 20, and Jerrion Green has found some room on the far sideline. He's across the 40, still on his feet, working his way back to the middle of the field. Spins at the 45, finally stopped by a herd of white jerseys, but Casey Pierce, he was out there bouncing around like a pinball. Jerrion Green with about a 45-yard kick return.
Well, Green puts together back-to-back plays because he had the pass breakup to stop the 2-point conversion, and now fields the ball at the 1, and you're going to see him with nice little patience and then turn it on a little bit. He's real slippery there on the kick return, and Jonesboro had touchbacks on all of their receiving kickoffs to this point, so starting the ball at the 45-yard line is a huge field position swing for them as they open a key possession.
First and 10, Williams hands it off, running to the left between the guard and tackle. Good for a gain of about 2 yards, and that was Johnson on the carry. No, beg your pardon. That was Jamarcus Bibbs on the carry. That 5 and the 8 look so much alike from up here.
And they're built right at the same body type.
5'10", 205, 5'10", 216.
And running the same type of play all night. So very easily confused.
Slayton in at the tight end. A 3 wide receiver set for Williams. Williams will again hand it off. Bibbs across the 50, down near the 45-yard line. He's going to be very close to a first down, but it should be 3rd and 1 coming up after that nice pickup on the ground from Jamarcus Bibbs. Bibbs is the senior tailback for the Hurricane, and quickly Jonesboro's ready to snap the ball. Bibbs again on the handoff, right up the middle, across the 45-40. Bibbs still on his feet, 30, 25, 20, 15, drugged down from behind as he gets to the 12-yard line, and Jamarcus Bibbs is turning on beast mode a little bit. Somebody give that man some Skittles. And after this run, he deserves them.
A lot of arm tackles there that he's able to just kind of slip through and just never gives up and keeps it moving.
And you know what I loved about it? He had the presence of mind to switch carrying hands. You saw him switch over in the middle of that. This time it's Daniel Johnson getting the handoff. He's at the 5-yard line, spinning, carrying one defender. Is he into the end zone? He is. Touchdown, Jonesboro. Touchdown, Daniel Johnson. How about that run? Daniel Johnson said, I can push people off of me too from the 15-yard line. He fought hard for this.
The big right tackle, Darius Thomas, with the key block on that, and kind of makes Johnson's work easy. Johnson with 3 touchdowns tonight, 1 via the air, 2 via the ground, a 14-yarder there, and Jonesboro able to respond when they really needed to.
Extra point on the way. It's a low line drive kick, but it'll go through the uprights nonetheless. And now Jonesboro leading this one 28-19 after a 15-yard touchdown rush from the junior tailback Daniel Johnson.
From Iraq and Afghanistan, our brave warriors are coming home, wounded. Some with wounds you can see, some with wounds you can't see. Wounded Warrior Project was created to support our men and women coming off the battlefield. Please help carry these warriors the rest of the way home. Get involved at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Back to Cook C. John Stadium, Andy Maness and Casey Pierce here with you following a 15-yard touchdown rush from Hurricane Daniel Johnson. They now lead this one 28-19. We were talking during the break how that kickoff return was set up perfectly for the Hurricane offense. Jerrion Green able to take the kick back to the 45-yard line. This kick is a short kick fielded by the Rockets, and it'll be brought out to about the 40-yard line. But again, Hurricane Jerrion Green really helped the offense out with that kickoff return their last time out. And
Green with the big 45-yard return to get the ball almost to midfield, and then we had a 34-yard run by Bibbs to set it up. Thunder and Lightning, I don't know which one is which, but Johnson then accentuating it with a 15-yard run. Now, Catholic has responded all night tonight. They have not let this thing get out of hand. They've made enough plays to really keep this thing interesting. Let's see if they're able to do that again tonight.
James with Johnson behind him. It's play action. He's going to take a shot down the far sideline. It is a duck, and if the receiver had seen that quickly enough, I believe Cecil Mitchell could have turned around and gotten a pretty good return off of an interception there.
Well, James, again, he's been pressured all night. This Jonesboro front has really gotten after him. They've been aggressive, blitzing him, and I believe is Jacarvis Anderson again able to get to him, and it looked like the official kind of telling Anderson, be careful, you're kind of borderline there on the roughing, but Anderson is able to get away with it and get another big hit on the quarterback to force the incompletion.
Between Anderson, Asa Sheeran, and Kevin Pointer, this defensive unit for the Hurricane has been beastly tonight.
James has been tough, too. We need to make sure and point that out.
This time it's a handoff to Shield Connect. He's trying to find a hole around the outside edge. Can't find one. He's stopped in the backfield, and Shield Connect will lose a few yards and bring up third and about 12. Trying to run a two-back system that time, and it did not work out for the Rockets. So now third and long coming up. Again, the defensive line for Jonesboro holding up strong, but as Casey mentioned, definitely have to credit the play of senior quarterback Jake James.
One of the hardest things in sports is to step towards a guy that's about to level you, and James has done it with a lot of courage tonight throughout the game. 4
wide receiver set. He's going to have to step up and pressure again. Takes a shot, got a man at the 30-yard line, could not haul it in, and that was William Plefkin on the reception there, and again, Jacarvis Anderson all in the backfield.
You're going to see him. He's working off the right
44.
Offensive edge. Dips under, swims, comes free to the quarterback. Man, he was quick off the ball, and a strong swim move, or rip move, I should say, straight to the quarterback, forces the punt.
Anderson was pretty close to having himself a sack there. Now, this time the snap was fielded cleanly. A great punt. Takes a bounce at about the 12-yard line, and it will be down at the 15. I have been super impressed with the special teams unit for Little Rock Catholic. It's not often at the high school level that you see a special teams unit come out and perform the way they have, not just on on hitting those long field goals, but, I mean, kickoffs on punts, they have done an excellent job all the way around.
Yeah, Christopher Elser has definitely been a big factor in this game tonight with a couple of field goals and really winning the field position both through the kickoff game and also the punt game tonight. Has Jonesboro backed up, starting deep in their own territory again.
Yeah, from their own 15. And by the way, Jonesboro's last 3 touchdowns they've scored, each drive has just been over a minute long. So we'll see if they can score here with 52 seconds left in the third. 3 wide receivers set. It's a handoff up the middle. Running to the right. A lot of running room for Bibbs. Bibbs across the 30. Now the 40. He's a foot race to midfield, and he's down to the 45-yard line. It looks like he just ran out of steam right about the 50-yard line. And with the way he's been running the football tonight, I can't blame him. Take another look at the Rob Taylor State Farm replay.
Yeah, little pistol formation straight off. Again, the offensive line doing a good job winning at the point of contact and making it easy for the backs. And Bibbs just taking advantage of that with another good, strong run. He's got runs of 34, 40, and 43 yards tonight.
Well, between Jamarcus Bibbs and Daniel Johnson, they're making it look like Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen out here, especially wearing the black and white. Looks kind of similar to the Raiders uniforms of back in the day. Obviously not gray, or excuse me, black and silver, but the way these two backs are running the football, this time another run right up the gut. It's going to be good for a pickup of about 2 yards, so 3rd and 8. And that time it was Daniel Johnson on the carry. But again, 5'10", 205 for Daniel Johnson, 5'10", 216 for Jamarcus Bibbs. A couple of bowling balls out of the backfield for the Hurricane. 3rd and 8 coming up with 12 seconds left in the quarter. Looks like Coach Coleman might let this one tick down. We'll swap ends of the field and come back and have the 4th quarter for you. That's exactly what he's going to do. Still plenty of time left on the play clock, and there's the end of the 3rd quarter. So, headed to the 4th, the final 12 minutes between Jonesboro and Little Rock Catholic. The Hurricane have turned it on since the 2nd quarter, and they lead this one 28-19.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
And Andy Maness and Casey Pierce back here with you at Cooksey John Stadium, 28-19. And it is Jonesboro football. Jonesboro lead. They've kind of controlled this one ever since the 2nd quarter. They had 2 unanswered touchdowns, and although they've allowed Catholic to score in the 3rd quarter there, they've pretty much just controlled this.
Yeah, it's interesting. Jonesboro's almost had a few chances to put Catholic away, and Catholic, as soon as it looks like Jonesboro's really going to take over, Catholic comes up with a big play and keeps things tight. So a big 3rd down play here for Jonesboro, kind of trying to maintain control of things.
Pass over the middle, incomplete, and that will bring up 4th down for the Hurricane.
Yeah, Aycock looking for Lutz and threw it a little bit hot, not able to connect, and Jonesboro's just had the 1 punt tonight. They're not going to punt very often in the opponent's territory, and they're not going to here either as they leave the offense on the field.
That'll be Tyson Williams delivering the play to the huddle. He'll be in at quarterback. It's going to be an empty backfield set. Jamarcus Bibbs lined up on the near side slot. Williams ready for the play now. 7 seconds left on the play clock as Bibb goes in motion, and they'll punt it away.
Well, he made a liar out of me. He will punt it in the opponent's territory. 2-possession game as it's a 9-point lead with just under 12 minutes left in the game. And so we've seen that twice from Williams. Probably a pretty good decision there as you, again, have kind of maintained. You're in control of things. No reason to make it any easier on your opponent. So Williams, we've seen pretty adept at just kind of dropping the ball and pooching it down there to get Catholic deep.
Now they'll have to start pretty far back in their own territory. Not a bad little kick there from Tyson Williams. Showing off his versatility a little bit. First and 10 under center, hand off to Johnson. Johnson swarmed in the backfield, dropped at about the 10-yard line. That was close to a loss of 6-7 yards there. And again, look at this big defensive unit for Jonesboro, as again it's Kevin Pierce getting in the backfield, and I think I saw Zane Neves in there as well.
Yeah, Pointer just slicing in there again. It looks like he's slanting on the play and beats his guy inside and has a free run at the tailback. So I don't have a tally on tackles for loss tonight by Pointer, but he's getting up there a couple handfuls.
Got to be credited with a handful of hurries, as you just said. Pass caught at the 20-yard line. Now spun and dropped at about the 24. It's Jack Timmis on the reception there, and that was actually Cooper Monroe, I believe, who threw the football. That wasn't, I don't think that was Jake James. Looked like number 2 out there slinging the ball, and it is.
Yeah, you know, James has taken a pretty good beating tonight. It was. You're absolutely right. The quarterback changed Monroe into the ballgame. We sure hope James is okay. He has. We mentioned his toughness on several occasions tonight, how he's hung in there and slung it against a really tough Jonesboro front that has pressured him a lot and really come after him tonight.
Cooper Monroe is going to remain the quarterback for the time being for the Rockets. Adam Shepard lined up at wide receiver on the far side. Plafkin lined up in the slot, and it's Johnson in the backfield. And now Monroe wants to switch it up.
Big third down here for Catholic. Really need to convert.
Monroe looking to throw. He's flushed out. Far side, running to the sideline. Tosses it. Is it intercepted? Picked off just on the other side of the 30-yard line by Jamarcus Wright. And Wright was able to snatch that one out of the air. And on third down, let's say he stepped out of bounds. No, they're saying that Wright was out of bounds, so they're dodging a bullet there. Watches.
Yeah, Wright comes over and cuts it off, and yep, looks like his front foot was on the boundary when he caught it. So no replay at this level, so they're going to get him a chance for Elser to punt it away. So nice athletic play by Wright, but it's all for naught.
That's actually Jake McNeil on the punt there, but again, what a boot from him. And wasn't his best kick of the night, but still a pretty good one. Will be down inside the 40-yard line at about the 37. So we've had 3 punts in a row. A little bit of a dry spell as far as scoring goes. You're talking about these two teams.
Yeah, both these high-powered offenses that have had a lot of success getting on the scoreboard early this year have kind of gotten into a field position game here early in the fourth quarter.
Good field position for Jonesboro right now on their own 37-yard line. They'll come out with A.J. Aycock under center, or as quarterback, I should say. They haven't been under center all night.
Now you won't see Jonesboro do that too much.
Daniel Johnson is the tailback. Slayton in at tight end. Handoff goes to Johnson. He's running to the right side. He's found a hole on the outside of the tackle, but stopped before he can pick up more than a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 from their own 40-yard line coming up for the Hurricane.
Will be really interesting to see how Coach Randy Coleman handles this series, because you've got a 2-possession lead. There's 10 minutes. You've kind of been playing, controlling tempo and controlling field position. Is he going to try and go for the juggler here, so to speak, or will they keep it on the ground and just kind of grind it out?
Johnson still in at tailback. Now it's Tyson Williams in at quarterback. He's going to again hand it off to Johnson. Johnson is going to be dropped as soon as he crosses the 40, so no gain on that play, and that'll bring up 3rd and about 6. And it looks like Aycock will head out to the huddle and deliver the play and come out here on 3rd and 7.
It's early in the game maybe to say this, but at 2 possessions facing this kind of offense, this is a really critical down for the Catholic defense. Really need to find a way to get Jonesboro off the field here.
Bringing 4 rushers, maybe a 5th here on the near side edge. They're going to hang back and drop off. Curl route out to the 45-yard line, caught, and that's David Burnside. Now, I beg your pardon, that's Deshaun Fountain on the catch there.
I've got Fountain with 5 catches tonight, nearing the 100-yard mark. And it's all been possession. It's kind of been pitch and catch with him. He's caught a couple of those curls, but runs right to the down marker, turns around, and the ball's put right on him with a big catch there, and now Jonesboro are going to really be able to work this clock.
That's right. As you just said, they moved the chains there on that catch from Fountain, and now have it 1st and 10, still on their side of the football field, but they've got it at the 47-yard line, almost at midfield. 3 wide receivers set now for the Hurricane. Williams will fake the handoff. No, he's going to hand it off to Johnson, and
nice ball fake.
Pick up about two yards on the carry. Yeah, absolutely. He fooled me. I thought he was getting ready to toss it, but actually that's Bibbs on the carry. But again, watch this play fake. He sold it perfectly. Looked like he was getting ready to turn and throw it, but Bibbs is able to pick up a couple of yards on the ground. Now 2nd and 8. 2 wide receivers set. Bibbs still in the backfield. Aycock gives Bibbs the ball. He'll run across the 50, and he'll be met by a wall of white jerseys there. Still able to pick up a couple of yards on the ground, and it'll be 3rd and manageable now.
Bibbs has had quite a workload tonight. I've got him down as his 18th carry of the night, obviously well over the 100-yard mark with just the 3 big carries alone of 43, 34, and 40 yards. So Bibb is going to feel it tomorrow morning, probably get in that ice bath tomorrow.
Like to see him score a touchdown here, be rewarded for his efforts.
Yeah, he's done the hard work, and Johnson's gotten the glory tonight, getting in the end zone 3 times.
Bibbs steps up as a blocker now as Williams looks to throw. Throws on a route to about the 40-yard line. It's Slayton. Slayton's at the 25 and weaves his way around the defender down to the 20-yard line. Jake Slayton with a big pickup through the air. And a great throw by Tyson Williams, but a flag is down back at about the 46-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to get the left guard for holding, I believe. A nice pass rush there by Jordan Eddington, slicing into the backfield, and now it's going to be illegal man downfield.
So somebody hopped off the line and went out as a receiver.
I believe that's the signal we got there.
I believe so.
We'll get the announcement from the official here.
Yeah, I believe that is ineligible receiver, so you often see that as wide receivers step out of bounds and then come back inbounds, but they didn't have a hat down anywhere. So that's exactly what it is, illegal man downfield, and we'll have to replay the down, but a huge gain negated that time by the penalty. Jonesboro shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, Slayton with a big 30-yard gain that would have kind of put this thing away, and unfortunately for Jonesboro, kind of odd to see an illegal man downfield on a play that's not a screen. That's kind of the situation you typically get into when they're trying to, it's hard to be patient and pull out of there to go try and get downfield and pick somebody off, but kind of a weird spot there, unfortunately, for Jonesboro to get called for that one.
A.J. Aycock in at quarterback on this set. Play action, looking to throw. Over the middle, got Slayton. Slayton off of his fingertips and got lit up. And that was William Plafkin laying the lumber.
They've tried several times tonight getting Slayton down the middle, and he has 3 catches on the night, but just a bunch of near misses as well, unfortunately for Jonesboro. And I believe they're going to bring their by position punter out here, Garrett Childers.
We'll see how far they can kick this one away. 2 return men back deep for the Rockets, trailing 28-19. Still plenty of football left to play here in this game. Got a late addition to the Hurricane special teams as Marcus Rowe comes sprinting onto the field.
And may have had to take a delay of game there.
We'll see if they called a timeout or took the penalty. It's going to be a timeout for Coach Coleman and the Hurricane, trying to avoid that delay of game penalty. So we'll take the timeout with them. 7:29 left to play in the 4th quarter. The Hurricane trying to hold on to their lead. 28-19 is your score here on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Andy Manus and Casey Pierce back here with you at Cook C. John Stadium. 4th down for the Jonesboro Hurricane. They lead this one 28-19, but have to boot it away. Great kick, fair catch called for, and caught at the 15-yard line. Good little catch there by Corbin Weaver. I'm always impressed with people that can catch a punt with several members of the opposite team running your direction with the intention to smear you.
You know, for the layman, just putting a helmet on and doing it is hard to do. So, yeah, good job there to field the ball, because you don't, and you're looking at the difference in starting with your ankles on your own goal line and starting at the 15.
So from their own 15, the Rockets set up with 7:25 left to play in the ball game, trailing by 2 scores. Handoff to Johnson, running to the right. He's found a hole to run through. Across the 15 and drugged down by one hand at the 25-yard line by the senior linebacker, Colton Foster.
Great play by Foster. If he doesn't make that play, Johnson might still be running. He takes a 6-yard gain, what could have very well been about an 80-yard gain.
Kind of avoided a horse collar tackle there, too. Didn't get his hand inside the shoulder pads, just brought him down by the jersey, but
that's not an easy tackle to make. That's
a lot of grip strength.
Yes, it is.
It's a G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip right there from Colton Foster. 2nd and 5 coming up. James throwing to the far sideline, caught at the far side 30 rather, enough for a first down. The big tight end Adam Shepard.
And good to see James back in the ball game, as maybe just got him a breather, but good to see that physically he's okay, and back here giving his Rockets a shot to get back in this thing late.
6:30 and counting, a little bit of no huddle offense coming up here. James looking to throw deep down the far sideline, laying out for the football. It's incomplete, but a flag comes flying out from the official playing center field, if you will.
I believe that's the 3rd pass interference that Shepard has drawn tonight. Obviously, we've seen the speed from him from the tight end position getting down the field, and has made some plays in the passing game, but also Catholic's benefited by his big presence to able to draw that pass interference penalty, which is going to end up being a big play here.
Well, and as a defensive back, you can't let someone that big beat you with that kind of speed either. And so once he gets a step on him, that's really all they can do, because he's so much taller than the defensive backs. He can kind of reach over their head and grab anything. But there you see right there that little pull with the left hand. Shepard still nearly caught that as he laid out. So 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Pass out to the flats, and that's Shield Connect. Shield Connect running down the far sideline, knocked out of bounds at about the 46, maybe the 46 and a half, but a pickup of about 4 yards. Now 2nd and 6 coming up for the Rockets. 6:26 left to play in the ball game.
They need to get one quick to get back in this thing. Maybe look for a big strike here, take a shot.
4 wide receiver set. No, they hand it off to Johnson. Johnson met immediately in the backfield, and I think one of the first Hurricane in there was Jashad Stewart. Look for number 22 to shoot the gap here. And there it is, number 22. Just got past the left tackle there with ease. Jashad Stewart, just a sophomore for the Hurricane. 3rd down coming up. James looking to throw. Play blown dead. And we're going to say that it's a false start, and he almost left his wide receiver out to dry there.
Yeah, somebody moved a little bit early, and 3rd and 6 is manageable. 3rd and 11 is tough, especially at this level.
And so late in the game, you kind of have your options taken away from you. You can't kind of have to play this as 4th down territory at this point if you're the Rockets.
Well, you're going to have to go for it if you don't get it. Now, are you taking 2 shots at 11, or are you going to try and get that 11 in 2 chunks? So
exactly, try to chip away at it. We'll see what Coach Fogelman wants to do here. He's going to come out with a 4 wide receiver set. Johnson standing to the right of James. There's the snap. James rolls out to his right, fires down the far sideline. Was it caught? He pulled it in at the 44-yard line. Adam Shepard, again, showing those strong hands and why he is such a
hot commodity for the Rockets.
Well, they flexed him out. He's standing way out there on the numbers as a wide receiver and just runs a quick little out, runs just past the sticks, cuts out to the sideline, and a nice ball fired there by James to move the sticks.
Great catch by Shepard. You saw him drag his foot there, too, to stay in bounds. As Johnson gets the handoff, he sidesteps one defender in the backfield, but gets dropped at the line of scrimmage for no gain, so it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up for the Rockets. Clock continuing to run now with 5:34 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Catholic still has all 3 of their timeouts. James, quick snap, fires it, nearly intercepted, and James takes yet another shot. Got to pick himself up off the turf again, Casey.
Yeah, this Jonesboro defensive line has made it a tough job on the Catholic quarterback tonight. They've gotten after him there. He had a couple men open, but again, just not able to get all of his feet underneath him because of that Jonesboro pass rush.
3rd and 10 coming up. Could be one of the biggest plays of the night. 4 wide receiver set for James. Pressure's coming from the edges, fires it over the middle, and he had to let it go just a little bit quicker than he wanted to, and it was Jacarvis Anderson, one of the defensive ends for the Hurricanes, and he's able to get across the line and hit the quarterback, and it looks like Jake James is still down. So we're going to step aside for a quick injury timeout, and we'll come back with more 4th quarter action here on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
From Iraq and Afghanistan, our brave warriors are coming home, wounded. Some with wounds you can see, some with wounds you can't see. Wounded Warrior Project was created to support our men and women coming off the battlefield. Please help carry these warriors the rest of the way home. Get involved at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Andy Maness and Casey Pierce, check out this shot on quarterback Jake James, and he was down for a minute but was able to pick himself up and walk off the field on his own, so just might have had the wind knocked out of him there.
Jacarvis Anderson, just a clean pass rush, beat the left tackle to the corner and was able to get a clean blow on the quarterback.
So now Cooper Monroe comes back in. It's 4th and 10. Monroe throws it out to Johnson, and Johnson had all day to run over there on the far sideline, and he just led him a bit too far.
Well, and pressure dictated it. Asa Sheeran barreling down on the young quarterback, coming in cold off the bench, and a big pass rush there by Sheeran. Sheeran and Anderson have had a huge night for the Jonesboro Hurricane, really setting the tempo. And a nice play call there by Catholic. They tried to take advantage of Sheeran's aggressiveness, but it's so hard to time that up because the quarterback knows he's about to get popped and just couldn't quite hold on to it long enough to connect with Johnson, and ball falls incomplete. Now Jonesboro really going to try and just milk this thing out the last 5 minutes.
Tyson Williams in at quarterback. He'll hand it off to Daniel Johnson. Johnson with a stutter step in the backfield is able to move the pile forward a couple of yards. That'll make it 2nd and 8. And we are now nearing the 5-minute mark here in the 4th quarter.
I sure would think the only 2 names you'll save from here on out are Johnson and Bibbs, as Randy Coleman has the opportunity to grind this thing away and escape a really hard-fought game tonight.
And now A.J. Aycock in at quarterback. 3 wide receiver set with Slayton in at tight end. They're going to throw it here on play action, and Bibbs looked like he bobbled it. No, it's Fountain with the ball. Fountain with a toss out to the flats. It looked like he dropped it, but it looked like, I guess maybe he just bobbled it and then was able to take off down the field. Let's take a look at the replay. You'll see the little pass out to the flats, and right there he was able to pick it up off of his knees and still get about 10 yards after the catch.
I've got Fountain with 6 for 85 tonight. He's had a really nice night for the Hurricane.
3 wide receiver set, 1 tight end. Johnson in at tailback. Waiting until the play clock gets under 10 here. It's down at 5 now. There's the snap. Hand off to the left.
met immediately in the backfield by a host of white jerseys. And Daniel Johnson got nowhere on that second down carry, on that first down carry rather. So second and about 13 coming up now after that, and Aycock will come back out as quarterback. Now under 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. And I think you will have Jonesboro waiting until the very last second to snap this football too.
Yeah, it's almost, they broke the huddle almost a little bit earlier maybe than you wanted. You don't want to sit at the line of scrimmage for 10 seconds, so here getting out of it a little bit later.
4 wide receivers. Bibbs will take the handoff. No, it's going to be Aycock keeping it himself on the option. Trying to fight for some extra yardage as he crosses the 40-yard line. They'll spot him at about the 38. Only able to pick up maybe 4 yards on the ground.
You know, we talked about the toughness that Jake James has shown tonight. Aycock had a little bit of a shoulder injury to his non-throwing shoulder last week at Conway, and so he's toughed it out to play tonight and play well. So both these quarterbacks showing a lot of toughness. Maybe a little bit more obvious what Jake James has gone through, but also A.J. Aycock doing the same.
Tyson Williams out there now for the Hurricane. 3 wide receiver set. Slayton again lined up at tight end, and it's Bibb in the backfield. Fake the handoff, screen pass out to the far side. And Tate Lutz on the reception there. That'll bring up 4th down. Just a little bubble screen out here for the man in the slot. And Lutz is trying to reach out for that 35-yard line, but got stopped short.
That ball was maybe one block away from picking up the first down, but not able to make it. A good play there by the boundary corner to keep things alive for Catholic and bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, he was able to fight off that block from the wide receiver and get to Lutz, no problem whatsoever. 2 seconds left on the play clock, and Jonesboro is going to burn their second timeout of the second half with 1:59 left to play in the fourth quarter. They lead this one 28-19. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout ourselves. We'll be back with more fourth quarter action to wrap this thing up here on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Andy Manus and Casey Pierce back here with you at Cooksey John Stadium. Jonesboro leading Little Rock Catholic 28-19. Jonesboro just calling their second timeout of the second half. It comes with 1:59 left to play in the fourth quarter, and it's 4th and 6 coming up for Jonesboro. Now, A.J. Aycock is coming back out into the field, as is the rest of the offense, but we've seen them 2 or 3 times tonight line up on offense and then punt it away on 4th down, but this is pretty well into enemy territory, so let's see if they go for it and just try to salt this one away. 3 wide receiver set. Johnson is the tailback. Bibb is the tailback. Play action on 4th down. Tosses it out. It's caught by Jeremiah Tabor, and Tabor is dropped at the 35-yard line. Can't quite get to the first down marker. And so it will be another turnover on downs for Jonesboro. But hey, they were able to take up a big chunk of game time there, nearly 4 minutes, probably one of their longest possessions of the night.
Yeah, a nice drive. Even though you don't get points off of it, you still are able to move the clock and really choke out any opportunity left for Catholic, because really just with a minute, just under 2 minutes left to play and a full field to go to get the game within 1 possession, as we're in a 9-point ball game right now.
And Jake James back in at quarterback, tosses it out to Johnson. Johnson's at the 40 with plenty of room to work with. Still on his feet, he's at the 40. I don't know how he wizarded his way through the tackle. Still on his feet, he's at the 15, the 10, the 5. An unbelievable Sammy Johnson was able to dematerialize through those tackles and wind up in the end zone.
The wizardry.
We see the replay there. Jacavius Anderson almost knocks it down on the swing pass, but able to get through, and then Johnson turns up the field. Coach Coleman's not going to be happy counting the missed tackles on that catch and run. 65 yards for the touchdown. Andy, I think you're saying you counted 7 of them?
Yeah, 7 with that last attempt by Jerrion Green. I'll call that a broken tackle as well. That was incredible. I thought he was down at about the 40-yard line when he ran into that pile of black jerseys, but just like that, it's about to be a 2-point ball game.
What an incredible effort by Sammy Johnson. Randy Coleman called him the best player his team will face all year, and Jonesboro's done a pretty good job tonight keeping him in check for the most part, but a 61-yard touchdown run where he broke loose and a 65-yard catch and run there to make this thing really interesting, as now, you know, we've talked all night about how talented Christopher Elzer is. On the field goals, on the kickoffs, does he have an onside kick in him, Andy? Because if so, now things are going to get really interesting.
Taking another look at the Rob Taylor State Farm replay. How he didn't fall down there, I don't know, but he somehow managed to catch himself, dodged 3 more tackles, including that shoestring attempt from Jerrion Green. You're a wizard, Harry.
You know, 2 big home run plays tonight by Johnson has really been the difference in this thing being a Jonesboro, I don't want to say blowout, but command, Jonesboro being in command and having to field an onside kick to keep Catholic from having a shot at this thing.
And if Jonesboro does recover this, they will have to get at least 1 first down, as Little Rock Catholic still has all 3 of their timeouts. So they'll have to get a first down to end this ball game. Biggest play of the night coming up here.
Interesting, he's got the ball kind of teed up on its side.
There's the kick attempt. Off the hands of Slayton. It's a fight for the ball. He's going to say that Jonesboro has it.
Well, Slayton didn't come up with it clean at first and gave Catholic an opportunity to field it, but Jonesboro's kind of gotten a lot of the bounces tonight when the ball has been loose, and certainly that's the case there. These Catholic kids have to be awful proud of the way that they've played tonight. There are several times where Jonesboro was just on the cusp of slamming the door on them, but because of the way Catholic has fought, this Rocket team has kept things interesting throughout, all the way into the final minute, where the ball just is 1 bounce away from giving you a chance to take a lead in the final minute.
So again, Catholic still has all of their timeouts. As Casey said, nothing to hang their head about, and especially right now, the ball game's still not over.
And I don't mean to slam the door now, because we're 1 defensive stop still away from it being in reach.
Handoff goes to the right side, and it's Johnson on the carry. And they're going to call a timeout immediately. And a big defensive stop there by Catholic. Only allowed a pickup of maybe 1.5 yards. But more importantly, they get the clock stopped pretty quickly with 1:25 remaining.
And you talk about the ball bouncing Jonesboro's way. Johnson didn't get that exchange cleanly. He kind of bobbled it, and again, that's one of those, you know, cliche football game of inches. That ball doesn't turn over right in his hands, it might be a different story right now. So a lot of tension as what has become a really close, really interesting finish.
And Sammy Johnson just setting up the Rockets where they're at right now, trailing by 2. A huge run from Sammy Johnson, who refused to go down. Probably one of the biggest plays of the night for either team. There you can see this has been a scoreless 4th quarter for both squads. Or excuse me, with the exception of the touchdown there from Sammy Johnson. So now 2nd and 10 coming up. A.J. Aycock in at quarterback. Fakes the handoff, rolling out to his right. Near side incomplete for Deshaun Fountain. And with 1:20, Catholic does not have to burn a timeout here, and it's 3rd down.
Well, you know, sometimes the short passing game can be the extension of the running game, but the difference is you got to catch it. And the ball's in Deshaun Fountain's hands and not able to come up with it as he's trying to squirt up the field. And so a huge incompletion just from the situational football standpoint.
because the reason this is such a huge deal is because this leaves the door open for Catholic to get the ball back, potentially with one timeout remaining, meaning they can set up their amazing special teams unit for a field goal. Big 3rd and 9 coming up here. Williams hands it off up the middle, and Catholic is going to get a stop at the line of scrimmage.
And they'll burn that second timeout now, so they'll have one left. Now, how do you handle this from Jonesboro? Are you going to put your punter in and drop back and do it traditional, or are you going to try and quick kick it with Williams and make Catholic leave their defense on the field? The strategic chess pieces are really moving right now, as we have what I didn't expect 5 minutes ago to be much of a finish. We are really in one now.
Jonesboro going to have to punt it away on 4th down. As Casey said, this is a situation that just kind of came out of nowhere, again from a big-time play from Sammy Johnson.
And one thing we might be facing here, too, is Jake James. You know, he went off the field injured on that last drive, so is Catholic going to have to try and mount a last-second comeback with the backup quarterback? It's going to be Tyson Williams coming onto the field. So, again, some strategy at work here. Are they going to go for it? I can't imagine they're going to go for it unless they get some kind of crazy look, but you'd expect Williams to quick kick it like we've seen him do it twice already this evening. Now, it would take a lot of guts to put the football in the air here. Look at here as we're looking on the near sideline, though. Jeremiah Tobar, well, initially they were about 10 yards off, and now they're going to come up and press him, which is a good call by the Catholic coaches, I think.
Yeah, he had enough room to run a curl route, which we've seen him do several times tonight. Williams in at quarterback, 4th and 10 coming up. Bibbs is going to go in motion. Let's see if they punt it away. They do. It's a short kick. Bounces on the far sideline at the 30 and goes out of bounds. And JHS kind of, some of the fans here are a little restless, and understandably their team only leading by 2. Catholic has got 1 timeout remaining.
Well, and
they also have an excellent field goal kicker.
You brought it up. You know, 50 yards is well within his range. We've seen Elser make one from that distance tonight. So with the ball at the 30-yard line, you're looking at about 40 yards.
So about the 35 would be the target mark here for Catholic. 1:13 remaining, 1 timeout. James takes the snap, fires over the middle, caught at the 40, the 45, still on his feet at the 50, but he lost the football. Jonesboro has got it. The Hurricane recover the loose ball. Jaquarius Stafford with a huge recovery for Coach Randy Coleman and the Jonesboro fan base. Well, oh my goodness.
The ball went one of the 2 places you thought it was going to. Adam Shepard with the catch, coming across on the slant, and then it looks like, who's going to make the hit? It's number 1.
Jarian Green.
Green has made a few big plays tonight for this Jonesboro Hurricane. A big kickoff return, and the stop on the 2-point conversion, which is going to end up being a big play in this thing, and now forcing a fumble to allow Jonesboro to escape with the victory.
And they're giving him some oxygen right now. Looks like giving him a few pats on the back. He might need some oxygen after that. Unbelievable. He put his shoulder right across the football and popped it loose. Hurricane, all they have to do is run the clock out now with 1 timeout remaining for Catholic. And how about that hard-nosed running from Jamarcus Bibb, even at the end of the ball game, still fighting for those extra yards. Picks up about 8 on that first down run. Under a minute left to play now. It does not appear Catholic is going to call their time. No, they just called it. And so that's their last timeout. They can't stop the clock again. And the door closing quickly for Little Rock Catholic. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and
we'll give you a heads up here. We're going to get out of here pretty quick on the post game. We're going to get down on the field. You can jump over to our YouTube page, or Facebook actually, Facebook, Tubetown Online on Facebook, where we'll have a post game interview with Randy Coleman, and also Marcus Carlton and I will be down there to wrap it up for you.
2nd and 3 coming up. They run it to the left, and I think they should only have to run maybe one more play.
I've got that 20 carries for Bibbs tonight.
That is incredible. They'll wait until the play clock ticks all the way down to probably 2. They'll have to run it one more time before we get out of here. Again, the post-game wrap-up over on Facebook, facebook.com/TubetownOnline. Hop over there and check out our post-game interview with Coach Randy Coleman. Hand off to Bibbs to end the game, and why not? Push for a first down, a pickup of about 4 yards for Jamarcus Bibbs. And a fantastic way to end this one tonight for Coach Randy Coleman and the Jonesboro Hurricane. They're going to get out of here with a win, 28-26 the final, and it was a battle the entire way. Again, thank you for joining us tonight on cable and on youtube.com/TubetownOnline. Thanks so much for watching, and again, hop over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/TubetownOnline for the post-game wrap-up and our interview with Coach Randy Coleman. I'm Andy Manus for Casey Pierce saying so long. We'll see you here in just a few minutes on our Facebook Live. Y'all have a great weekend.